What's happening? We're back in the building, man. Let's give a round of applause for being back in the building, man. An international break. You know,
Good to be home.
The man that went to Wembley. We gave you an episode, but we're back. We're back. Listen, man. It's good to be back. We've missed you all. But listen, it's time to get back to work. We're in the business end of the season. Squeaky bum time. 10 cup finals left. If you're Phil Neville, 23 cup finals left. He's so dumb for saying that. Without further ado, welcome back to another episode of StoppageTime TV. Live in the flesh. Live and direct in effect. You already know what time it is. To my left, CultureCams, keeper of the culture, United representative.
I like that he led with that. I love it. You know what I mean? They're trying to call him culture chameleon now.
I'm continental.
The continental.
I spread the culture. You see me, I was in Europe. They felt the culture
What did you say? I just landed in Europe. To my right, FTBL Fuad Kadani, the Spurs representative.
Come on. You see the kits.
Is that Spurs? Is that Spurs?
Come on, man. This is the Spurs of Italy.
You Spurs. You were our in-house European representative, but now that you've gone to Europe, you're going to take that segment. It's going to be your first time delivering that segment.
I'm out here in Europe, man.
Looking forward to it. Of course, myself, Mauro Quadri, the Chelsea representative, unfortunately for now, at the moment. Depending on how the season goes, you might have to move our stocks into like Charlton Athletic. Local clubs, support your local club. Obviously, you got production layers in the back as well. You already know what time it is. Like, share, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. Subscribe to FTBL. If you're listening right now, go and smash the like button. Go and tell people that we're live right now. Let's get more people in here. Let's have a good time. Send in your questions. Send in your super chats. You already know what time it is, man. Let's get into it, man. Without further ado, as is custom around here, football is a game of two halves. 90 minutes, some additional minutes, if you're lucky. And ultimately, to get a win is a big thing. It's not easy. My team failed this week. Your team failed this week. We hope your team fails tomorrow. But some of you there, your team may have managed to do it. You may have managed to get it. So if you manage to get a W this weekend, wherever you are,
Hold tight yourself.
hold tight the 3-point collectors. In fact, hold on, wait. Hold tight the 3-point collectors.
Say less. Hey. Can we get ISO on that?
Hold tight the 3-point collectors wherever you are.
Hey.
VC.
Where you get that from?
Come on, man. Hold tight, VC. You can go and get your thing as well. Gonna have some stoppage drip coming as well. Go and get yours. Show your drip. Don't worry. Show yours.
Show your drip.
But listen, man.
Man.
Let's get into it, man. I want to state also that we don't come in here wanting to talk about United all the time. It's just the way it's designed with the fixture calendar. United are always the team that play on the Sunday. And that's always the fixture that we have to address
It's
first.
true, I don't even think, because the Thursdays, isn't it? That's why.
Well, probably. But United, the Premier League, United, there's always something to talk about.
They always want to put us on the Summer Jam screen, innit?
Well, the Jumbotron.
Bro, always. Always.
Speaking of the Jumbotron, I mean, everyone was tuned into this game, international break, Some players didn't go to international call-ups or watching. Okay, let's see how the season ends. Big game, St. James's Park, which they're probably going to change the name of, innit?
Yeah.
But let's not get into that. Not the result you would have been hoping for. You've mentioned previously, what I want to be aware of, if you're new around here, there's a lot of stuff we said before, so we're not the type of show that we regurgitate content. So just to give context, before you mentioned that you worry for the top 4 hopes, is what you saw today a culmination of what you've been saying for the last few weeks? And if so, what should United fans be looking out for now?
Yeah, bruv. I mean, listen, I think most Manchester United fans were not confident going into this game. You know what I mean? Well, if any Man United fans are woke or privy to what we've been seeing lately, it's the form has just been like this. The performances have been sliding. Do you know what I mean? The performance, especially since the cup final. There was this period in February where Man United were playing really well. Great, really good football. It was looking good. And then it comes to this after Carabao, obviously the Liverpool game, blah, blah. It's just been kind of very, very mid since then. And I'm not surprised that going to Newcastle away and losing today. You know what I mean? Tweeted before the game. Where do I go from here? Never heard so much. Like, you just know the thing. That's
I'm breaking up into armies. This is not collective 3 points.
You know what I mean? But no. But like, honestly, though, yeah, like going into this game, you're not too surprised that Man United walk away with a loss. You know what I mean? We'll get into the performance and what I think Ten Hag got wrong, and just Ten Hag like tendencies in general. But overall, I'm not surprised to lose to Newcastle, honestly, man. I said I'm worried for Manchester United's hopes of the top 4. It's definitely going to be a scrap. There's some kind of like stop overreacting kind of thing going on. I think Man United will get up for it in the Cups. I think we'll beat Sevilla. Brighton is going to be a tough game in the semi-final of the FA Cup. But I think Man United, this team, they can get up for those type of games. But in the league, when everyone is intense, everyone is on it, Man United just seem to slack. And that's when you really get to see the technical quality of Manchester United's team. And I've mentioned it many times. It's so low. It's not good enough.
I know there's some of the stuff that you want to discuss specifically on the game. But production, can I have one of those super chats quickly? Because it pertains to this. Please.
Yeah, which one do you want? You got 2 of them.
The one that was talking about the game and the Oli thing. I can't.
Earlier in the season, you mean?
Yeah.
So support with the super chat says, earlier in the season, I was saying this football is not sustainable. I said it was Ollie ball in disguise. I was laughed at. Are you laughing now?
Let's put the Ollie ball to the side for a second, and this is where I'm tossing the ball up for you so you can get ready. But do you agree with that sustainable football not being sustainable point?
Nah, not really. Not really. Depends what they mean by sustainable. Do they mean sustainable as Manchester United to win the Premier League? Oh, absolutely. I'll co-sign that. I said, look at the goal difference. How many times? There's no way you can win a league with goal difference like that. Yeah. Goal difference is very simple. How many goals did you score? How many goals did you concede? It's not rocket science. You can't compete with a team that having plus 40, plus that. So if it's talking about that, then cool. Yeah, I understand. But if he's talking about top 4 and win a trophy, which is the aim, then no, not really. You can do this.
Possibly how you set up.
I was thinking more so that.
Because your home form seems to be so good. But then away from home is where it kind of gets ugly. And I think looking at this game, going into it, you might have been, if you're kind of more positive United fan, you're thinking, do you know what, Carabao replay, we could run that back quick time. But as you said, bro, when you go Newcastle, it's a whole different animal. I think they popped up a little graphic saying United versus the top 9 teams this season away. Yeah, so they've stretched it to top 9. You see what I'm saying? But Brentford 4-0 loss, Man City 3-6 loss, Aston Villa 3-1 loss, Arsenal 3-2 loss, Liverpool 7-0 loss. Every single one of them has been 3 goals or more. Basically, anytime you've come up against a team that's kind of in the upper table, do you think that comes from the setup? As you said, Ten Hag, you want to touch on a little bit on what he does and how he sets up. Or do you think that's kind of the players going within themselves as soon as they leave the comfort of Old Trafford?
It's such a tough one because I think Ten Hag does have tendencies to overcomplicate certain things. Do you know what I mean? Like you look at today, McTominay 10. Is that, do you get McTominay 10, Bruno deeper than him, Weghorst still running around in the team, doing absolutely nothing, 7 touches in like 70 minutes or whatever it was. You've got you take off both your centre halves, you concede with a header. Ten Hag has tendencies to make some weird, like, there's that Dutch thing about him. You know what I mean? They always kind of overcomplicate it a little bit. You would know as well. You would know as well. So
Elaborate.
It's that Dutch thing. Like, honestly, there's sometimes the manager, like, even look at Anfield game, for example, putting the Bruno on the left. There's no explanation for things like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So there's a lot of times where you have players in their best positions. Ten Hag would like to take that player out of their best position, to rotate them, to put somebody. Earlier in the season, we were doing it when for some reason we'll put in Rashford on the right-hand side. And there's a lot of times where these things, you don't really know what he's thinking. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Sometimes it can work out. I saw Man United have got 9 goals off the bench or something, which is the most in the league. Yeah. So that means that sometimes he's seeing something and reacting to it. But my thing has always been, we need to be proactive, bro. We don't have to always want to be a reactive team. And that's what happened today. He set up, in my opinion, pretty weird. I saw Gary Neville talk before the game and say, no, not before, during the game, like McTominay is playing in this higher destructive role.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Further up the field.
Is it what? Wait, this ain't football. Higher destructive role. Yo, no, your number 10 is meant to be the most beautiful player on the pitch. And I'm hearing higher destructive role.
He's playing CAD, central attacking defender,
Bro,
he's trying to he's winning rebounds.
This is what I mean. So, like, no, honestly, so it's so confusing when Ten Hag makes decisions like that. But
I just feel like the first half of the season anyway, as you said, I felt like a lot of the times he was reading moments within the games, whether it was tweaking the system a little bit. I think there was even patterns of play where you lot were showing, you know what, there's going to be evolution of things to come down the line. I feel like since January, I would say, the last 2 months anyway, his subs seem to get way slower and take longer.
Nah, I'll say since like end of mid-February. I'll say like mid-February. When that run came of the 10 games in February. I feel
like since the cup has been leading up anyway. Since the cup lead up, I don't know when that was. What was that? End of January?
No, that was in February, bro.
February was a busy month. Yeah, there was loads of games.
But I feel like anyway, over the last month and a half or so anyway, tactically he's almost been regressing a little bit. And I don't know what that is. For me, the one incessant thing he's been non-stop with, this Wout Weghorst experiment. Brother, I know you've beat the dead horse. There was another graphic that popped up today that said 7 touches. We've sat here and cooked Haaland. We've sat here and cooked Lukaku for 8-9 touches.
Haaland will score 2 goals of that.
This is the thing. Yeah?
No.
But I'm sorry, Wout Weghorst, enough of this, he's the glue guy. Enough of this,
he's the worst player to ever play for Man United, in my opinion.
He is not good, brother. He is not good. So this reasoning for Ten Hag insisting with him, I don't know what it is. And that's where I'm like, it's similar like with Conte. Sometimes you can say, he doesn't have the right tools. He doesn't have the technical midfielders. But if you keep picking this man and you keep dying with this man, you're going to die with him.
The problem is with this, right, with this whole thing is, which is a good point, which you said, is... do you remember when Chelsea won the league in 2015? And it got to a point where Jose was like, you lost to Spurs. And Jose was kind of like, okay, sharp shop now. It's business time. Yeah. Hazard just said, I'm going to drive you guys to the title. 1-0 is 1-0 is 1-0. Yeah. I feel like Ten Hag has gone into this. It's the business end of the season. Now everything is results. But the problem is, it's not like we were playing some champagne football before that. We'll just get in our rhythm. And then now we've kind of regressed in a way. So the performances are even uglier. Like, I know he's thinking it's business time. But Manchester United, we have shown we're not that team that can even just be all the time, just shut up shop, or, you know what I mean? You've got to find other ways to score goals. Teams are looking at us and thinking, okay, cool. Rashford is going through rash sanity. We know he's the guy. You know what I mean? How are we going to combat it? Okay, it's going to be hard, but they know transition is the way of doing it. And at the moment, they're just saying, okay, cool, we're just going to dominate the ball. We're going to get on the ball. And Man United have no other ways of doing it if a team goes to Rashford and basically says they're going to shut him out. Do you know what I'm saying? So when I think that Ten Hag is now kind of, what's the word? He's trying to go safe now with the Weghorsts and all this type of stuff. But if you look at we'll get into the players again, but you might want to say something to say about
I was
Ten
going to
Hag.
say it's a culmination of all of the things that United fans have been mentioning, just rearing its ugly head at probably the wrong time, where Rashford can't be the only attacker in the team. If everyone then goes to try and stop Rashford, that leaves you with what? Weghorst and Anthony?
Bruno. Now, this is this is the thing. As Stuart said, you're killing yourself by making
exactly.
Don't kill yourself. Don't like. How is Weghorst? You're gonna die.
The whole thing is don't fight with one hand behind your back. And I guess
what I'm saying.
Worrying is, and to the point you're making, because obviously it's not something. When it's not your team, it's not something you overanalyze anything. But obviously, Martial being injured was a massive thing, and it's like we need to bring a striker. Obviously, CR had left and everything. You brought in Wout Weghorst. If you take Weghorst out of the team, there's no sort of out-and-out striker.
Bro, I'm sorry.
But he doesn't. He's not that guy.
No, but this is what.
He's a pole.
This is what I want to say. But
Gamble
this is what I want to say. This is exactly what I'm saying. To your point about sort of his tactics and whatnot, you're saying with the form that Rashford's in, he should be in that middle position. I agree there. But if I am to put everything in front of me, CR's gone. Martial's not fit. I need a striker. Why are you so insistent on this guy who's you're basically playing with 10 men? It's a bit confusing.
And bro, do you know what the other thing is? It's like, for me, I don't get it because
he's not playing the traditional 10.
Rashford is getting the goals, but this guy has not given you any proof that he's your soldier. You haven't had him at any previous club to say he's your soldier.
It's not like it's Hala or something.
Yeah, it's not like you've done for me. I've seen you at Holland. You've done nothing. Man are still reeling off his Bundesliga stats with Wolfsburg 4 years ago. Brother, give it a rest.
Nah, listen, the thing is, and the way Weghorst, by the way, was talking in international break, he thought he made it here, but we moved with that. But like, honestly, not to just make it out like it's the Weghorst is everything, but you look at Manchester United as a team, and this is what people need to be 100 about. I've said it last year, I said it the year before on Stoppage Time, and we always say that Manchester United don't look like a team. We don't look like Manchester United are a team that like technical players. You know what I mean? We don't look like we like technical players in this team. You look at the retention in our team. You got people like Bruno, McTominay, Sabitzer. Anthony's decent retention-wise. Rashford, not the greatest retention. Weghorst. Look at Varane. You look at a lot of players in our team, they can't keep the ball. They can't keep the ball. They can't string a few passes along. They all want to play this chaotic football. Chaotic football is not going to win you anything. Well, it can win you a cup, but chaotic football is not going to win you leagues. It's not going to get you to where you want to be, and we've seen that. With Manchester United, I said it to Liaz or in my group chat as well. Apart from Lisandro Martinez, you just look at Manchester City, for example, who are trying to win the league.
Yeah.
I think he's probably the only player potentially out of Manchester United's team that would make top 10 in technical ability for Man City. Top 10. I think Lisandro is maybe the only one that can crack it. And I can probably go through Jack Grealish, Foden, KDB, Gundogan, Ederson, John Stones, Mahrez,
they're top 10 most technical players in the Premier
Rodri.
League.
No, I'm saying these are the players that are just at Man City. I'm saying in Manchester United's team,
You can't name me something of that mold.
other than Lisandro Martinez, is very good technically.
Sancho, no?
Sancho, come on, he can't retain a ball. He tries, the ball goes left, right, and centre, bro. He doesn't retain the ball. This whole ball retention thing with Sancho is a little bit of a, I don't know. People need to review that
After the
one.
mountains trip.
Boy, I don't
All
know.
of a
Maybe it
sudden
was
now
Ciroc.
he's
He
just
had
been
Ciroc on
slowly-
the mountain. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, do you know it's
I don't know
funny
if he
because
had
I swear
Ciroc
to you
there,
now,
bro.
Carabao time, it was like, yo, Sancho might be coming back with load in second half of the
Tencho.
season. Tencho.
He made some good
And-
cameos, to be fair.
And
to
here's
him.
the thing, he's made some good cameos, but I'm like, is he ever gonna like push him fully back
The mountain
inside?
doesn't work for everyone, though.
Oh yeah, sorry. Even in the comments here,
But-
they even said Bernardo. I even forgot Bernardo. I'm telling you now, we will struggle. Laporte, who just sits on their bench, Laporte will come into our team and be top 3 technical ability in our team. I said Ederson.
We said Ederson, yeah, we said Ederson. But
It's no, honestly though, this is worrying. And you look at the way Man United play, it's always chaos. That's what I'm saying. Regardless of what Manchester United do, even if Man United win the FA Cup and the Europa League, United need an overhaul.
Do you know one underlying thing as well that I will say is affecting your team the last couple of games as well? And I said it when he got himself dismissed a couple of weeks ago. Casemiro. Are you seeing the damage you've done, my brother? This is what I said. You are costing your team at a crucial time when they need you most, and especially considering the job he's done this season. Bro, those were not suspensions you needed to pick up as well. They were not bookings worth making.
A leader can't lead if he's not on the field, man. It's one. You can be in the stands and be shouting and barking, but if you're not on the field of play, you can't lead.
The problem is you
Thiago
have
Silva, innit?
the problem.
Bro,
Bro, his wife is talking more than him nowadays. Yeah, you better pipe down, miss. You better pipe down, miss. Yeah, but listen, in all honesty though, like. I feel like I'm not going to say, I still think it's about 70-30, the players. I'm not going to sit here and turn around. There's some overreactions going on, Ten Hag out, all this type of stuff. People are just moving ridiculous. However, I still think it's about 70-30. Ten Hag is not helping himself with certain decisions.
Yep.
Absolutely not. 100%. No one can hide that, whether you like Ten Hag or not, because one thing people like to do is protect the manager. Back your manager. So that means you can't say nothing about your manager. That's wrong. But the players... Old habits die hard. Until there's an actual proper overhaul, we are going to see a lot of the similar and same things. People like Luke Shaw, he's back, guys. He's back. You guys fell for it again. You guys fell for it again.
said he's back.
You know what I mean? No, he's back though. He's back.
MJ, you know.
You guys fell for it again.
Say production?
Bro, I said De Gea, Martial,
No
Luke Shaw,
comment.
they're all the same people,
thoughts.
man. They're all the same people. So
All right, cool. Just to not to step in what you're saying or anything. So to summarize, you still think top 4 is going to be a struggle?
Oh, 100%. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. Everton, Sean Dyche and that are fighting for their lives. All right. Brentford, Thomas Frank.
Tomorrow, bro.
I was going to say, obviously, you lot are not playing, so we can just quickly add that in. Do you think with a no manager, you guys can potentially do something for top 4? Spurs?
Yeah.
They've got Harry Kane.
We've got in the we've been in the top 4 race. I said this season purely because all the others around us don't want to take it. United are just giving us another example of showing, hey, we don't want this, even though we had the lead. Newcastle at one point were doing this. Liverpool looked like a couple of weeks ago they were getting back into the race. Back to back L's now. It's like every time I've said this top 4 race, every time a team looks like, hey, the opportunity's there for you to cut away, make it your own, they'll fumble it. So Spurs now, opportunity, win here, you get United at the top 4. It's you and Newcastle there.
It becomes
Bro, when you got Harry Kane, you've got a chance. He's got 21 league. The only reason Spurs are in this conversation is because they have someone like Harry Kane. He's got what, 21 league goals? We've scored 41 goals. Harry Kane's basically scored half of our goals. 50%.
And that's the difference
potentially
where United could go.
Imagine if United had 21 more goals. We'll be lucky. We'll be lucky. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's funny, man.
Let's go a couple super chats. That was nice. Let's go to some super chats quickly. Nice.
Ash, who is always here when United loses.
Wait, hold on. Let's go. Wait, hold on.
Big up Ash.
Super chat.
We ain't done this in time.
Super chat.
Ash is back, yeah? Ash ducked.
Is it 199?
Yo, he ducked that. What was the game? Sporting Lisbon. The Sporting, yeah?
We couldn't find him anyway. You don't miss a live normally. But he was busy that night.
Try to say I was at the Emirates. You weren't at the Emirates, bruh. Anyway.
Ash says, another tough away day, another ETH strip sesh. Could have been 6. United are 3 points better off than Ranić at the same time last year. Thoughts?
Yeah, Liverpool actually have less points than Rangnick.
It's funny you say that.
I was gonna
It's funny you say that.
What are you saying? Rangnick is standing up like, yeah.
It's funny you say that.
Like,
Hold on.
It's funny you say that.
Because someone sent me a graphic where they said that. They was like, yo, a couple weeks ago, we was hearing, Ten Hag changed my life.
The thing
He's
is,
working miracles. But Ranić was only 3 points off.
the thing about this year, these type of things is there's always a record that can make you sound great. Then there's a record. Then you find a record that makes you sound bad. Yeah, I mean, one day is Ten Hag is the only manager that since Sir Alex Ferguson. Then it's like, oh no, but Ollie's did this. But then, no one still has Jose's 81 points. And there's always a way of doing it. So I don't even look into them things,
the
man.
The numbers game, man.
Yeah.
What I will say, though, before we go into the super chats, though, he does need some justice because he did say that the whole squad needs to be over.
And I back that.
He said 10
And you know,
players.
people, in fact, do you know what? Thank you for that. Because people, yeah, when Man United won the cup, people were like, Ralph said that we need 10, you know, Lala Mayo. I want to hear what they have to say now. Ralph was always right with that. And I've never jumped off that. Always.
Let's go.
Always.
Let's go to the rest. I thought I had to throw it in. Justice for Ralph. Man.
Justice for Ralph. I'm with you, bro. Justice for Ralph, bro.
I can't believe this.
Hey, nah.
Justice for Ralph.
Hey.
First they call you crazy, then they understand.
Never justice for Ralph because, yo, that guy tried to drown the club, bro. If Ralph, he almost exploded his club. Ralph would have ran Rashford out of the club. He was ready to, hey, listen, man. Yo, Ralph was trying to make Elanga the franchise player. He's a damn nasty character, bro, that man, bro. Oh, my days.
Nah, big up Ralph, man.
Let's go for the rest, please.
Just Waffling says, after the Barca and Cup wins, a lot of the squad were moving like it was job done. Sad to say, but many of these men aren't serial winners. It's not regular to them. Big summer coming for us.
I fully
on that
agree.
one, what I would then say again is, I'm not trying to put everything on Casemiro, but we spoke about that pillar of the team. Varane being a runner, Casemiro being a runner, and whatnot. Like ultimately,
But at the same
you
time,
have
though, your
winners.
team, you have but at the
winners,
same
so the
time,
team have to buy into it. But again,
with Casemiro, we've spoken about the disappointment behind what he
no, but I'm
getting
saying
banned. But
there's
at
more
the same
winners
time,
than before.
I know, but what I'm saying is, we shouldn't only be reliant on one player, bro.
I hear it.
No,
He's a defensive mid as well,
I
bro.
agree, but what I'm saying is, I would hope now that when you bring in these serial winners, maybe what this is trying to say is after winning that, they thought they're now winners. No, that's not nothing.
Yeah.
There's still a lot to make up for. So maybe
You know, when you play for Man United and you get praise, you get best in the world shouts. You get this.
Starboy.
You get Lissandro's the best defender in the league. You get Luke Shaw's the best left back in the world. You get all this stuff, and then when it's bad. They'll send you to a graveyard, bro. They will dig your grave and finish you. It's too many highs, too low. So these guys won, and we thought we've made it. You know what I mean? They're gonna learn now, boy. They don't love you like that. They don't love you like that. Nah, they don't love you like that, man.
Let's go for the rest.
Akani says, how many Newcastle players start for United?
That's a nice question. Should we go for it?
I can't even
Pope?
think of their team.
Does Nick Pope start for United?
I prefer Pope.
So Nick Pope starts. Does Trippier start?
I think Trips, yeah.
Does Fabian Schär start?
Or Botman?
No.
No, I don't
Does
think
Botman
centre-back's
start?
in.
No, but let's go through all of them. Botman, no. So
Botman, it's debatable.
Burn over
Dan Burn.
Shaw.
I'm taking Dan Burn.
Say swear.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
Alright, cool. Bruno,
Bruno G starts.
Yeah.
Joe Linton.
No, he don't start.
Today they had no, Willock played forward today. So today they had the brother,
Longstaff.
Longstaff.
I mean, him and McTom, what? Hideous twins. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Treacherous twins.
And then forward they had Isak.
He'll start.
They had Joe Willock.
No, he won't start.
Yeah, Almiron them starts, and then they had ASM.
Almiron, kind of a purple patch merchant.
Almiron and Anthony?
Did Almiron start today, yeah?
No,
He didn't
no,
start.
no,
He
he's
didn't
injured,
start.
but they had
ASM.
started today.
I don't know. I don't know about those ones, but
So there's about
probably
there's about- we said about
4-5. I think could start for Manchester United.
Interesting.
I reckon.
Interesting.
The real
And
fortune.
some are debatable as well, so it could be more.
No, that's a good question. I like that one.
The real fortune 143 says speak on Anthony.
But to be honest
Anthony.
though, Casemiro's not out, Ericsson's out.
Of
These are
course,
guys
yeah,
that would
yeah,
start.
100%.
So
That's true. That's good. That's true.
you know
as
what I'm
well.
saying.
The real fortune 143 says speak on Anthony.
I prefer not to speak.
On Anthony. Nah, in all honesty though, I feel like people are kind of like, I've already said my piece on Anthony. I've already said what I think
Give a
about
summary.
Anthony. But today, I don't think it's an Anthony thing. I actually think he was the only one getting on the ball. Only one that was saying, give me the ball. You know what I mean? Now, whether he's going to be direct and do bits of it, he's the only... No, I'm sorry. He's the only one. He's the only one, man. I'm not going to sit here and dig Anthony out, bro. Because even in the first half, he slips the Bitzer in, he slipped Wout Weghorst in, and Weghorst pulled his leg back as if he's got a slingshot or something and then banged it at the near post. You know what I mean?
Man said- man said David Goliath
He
thing.
put Sabitzer through. Sabitzer took long to cross it. They blocked it. He created pretty much 2 chances there. So nah, man, like it's easy to get onto Anthony all the time, man. I'm not getting onto him today after some of the performances today. See Rashford today. You see McTom.
Bruno.
You see Bruno, and it's Anthony. Nah, man, that's an agenda. I'm not on that one.
That's too funny. Go on, let's go last one.
Yassine says Cams went from watching Coleman and Sane to Anthony and Sancho.
Exactly what I said in the. I said I'm fantasy.
He did that off screen. He was like, bro, I can't believe what I've gone from.
Yo, Coleman and Sane, direct, aggressive,
Wing play.
fast, wing duo, bro. And now I'm watching guys that are saying, you touch, I touch. Like,
Go on, let's go for the last one.
Sorry, there's one more from Priest of Banter. Says from title race to top 4 race and 22 points behind. Ten Hag fooled y'all with an energy drink cup. He's getting sacked by Christmas. Book it.
all right, we'll see in it.
Okay, we might have to book it. We'll bookmark it.
Bro.
We'll have to bookmark it. All
I'll
right, cool.
give some credit to Newcastle though.
Well, 100%,
I feel
we'll give credit to Newcastle.
Since they was it the cup final,
Carabao.
basically, I felt like they were sleepwalking, and I said the worst thing they can do is after that defeat, let them slump out for the second half of the season. 3 wins in a row now, 2 goals in each one as well, and I thought individually as well in that game, players turned up and performed. Bro. Isak, I think second half of the season, he could almost look like a new signing. Trippier.
Can Martial do the same, please? Tony, can you look like a new signing, please? I'm watching. Anyway, you go on.
For real,
Like when he got subbed, I know Tony was looking at it like, damn, that used to be me, bro. That used to be me, man.
Patches,
Yeah,
bro. But nah, I thought individually Bruno again today as well, balled out as well. I thought individually they're stepping up again, and listen, top 4 could be on, bruv.
I think for them it's all about momentum now, right? We said it.
Look at their
Is that loss?
The next 6 fixtures they got:
Yeah.
West Ham, Brentford, Villa, Spurs at home, Everton, Southampton.
Those are Villa's a tricky
6
game.
games, and then they play Arsenal.
There's some tricky games in there.
there's the Premier League. You just don't know. Everyone's fighting.
Villa's
their
a
life
tricky
and that.
game.
Villa
Brentford's
away,
a tricky
Unai,
game.
Yes. Brentford
What's the other one?
away,
Any relegation team right now is a tricky
West
game.
Ham away,
West Ham have got their tails up a little bit.
Everton away as well.
All right, listen, the Premier League's not easy now. That's why we to the top 4 point. It's always hard to tell because in that there might be 2 games where they don't capitalise and do what they need to.
Actually, to be
So
fair,
it's
because I was looking at
difficult.
that on paper, I'm like, they should be
On
able
paper,
to, up
yeah,
until
but
Arsenal,
bro,
be able to secure top 4 if they wanted to.
we won't give the Villa prop now. But listen, Emery since he's been there, people need to wake up. But they've scored in every single game. Don't let
Talk on
them.
your boys soon, don't worry.
We'll talk. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Whoa. Let's go to. Go on. Let's go last one. Super chat. Oh, go on then.
Shogun just said this Ten Hag away form reminds me of peak Unai Emery.
Now Poch, it's even Poch at Spurs. Away from against the big lot.
Yep. Awful.
Unai went 0 away wins with Sevilla in 2018. Lucas Torreira as a 10, McSauce as a 10.
That's good ball knowledge. I like that.
Emery's a good gaffer.
That's
though.
a traumatic
Emery's a good
That's a
gaffer,
traumatized Arsenal
but
fan,
he's
man.
not he's not probably an elite gaffer. But Emery deserves respect. But we'll talk about it later.
Should we go to Manchester City?
Yeah, of course, man. The game of the weekend.
And inevitably, there'll be Liverpool. But I think it's only right to say we, on this platform, have discussed Liverpool. We sent them to court. There's certain people that are being slayed at the moment, and we've been discussing this for 2 years. So for this segment, we are focusing solely...
He's struggling with his words.
Bro, I'm dehydrated, bro. We're focusing solely on Manchester City. If you want Liverpool deep dive, go nuts, their fans. They're bleeding, they'll tell you it. But Manchester City, 4-1. Comprehensive punching up. I mean, their form recently has been great, but we had this conversation in pre-pod where we were saying that a lot of their individuals are standing up. I think it was a few weeks ago where we were saying that, or I was saying that they usually go on this run and they need one person to stand up to be the spark.
I remember that, yeah.
And I would like to ask you both, who do you think has been the spark in City sort of hunting the Arsenal pack now? Because there's a few players there that are doing really well.
To be fair, I think the thing we were saying when City weren't really clicking was you've got the Haaland goals, but KDB's a mile off. Bernardo's a mile off. Foden's a mile off.
Yeah.
Cancelo is getting shipped out.
Yeah.
Like, these were all the guys that you guys kind of essentially built
foundation
around.
of what you
the
needed,
foundation. So what has happened to that? And I think all year we were watching City try and like figure it out, click it out. This was a game for me. You saw City back to their best.
Yep.
The players looking individually their best.
The football was good.
The football they were playing, the overloads they were creating. It was literally prime City ball. And I was like, and the thing is, you thought pre-game, you're thinking Haaland's missing as well. Remember that? That's, I think, 42 goals in all combat.
But on the other side,
40% of their goals.
but on the other
pretty much.
side, do you know what then came into some people's fault? This is where we will see if the Fury might be actually right, if they can actually play fluid without him. And I'm not one of those people, I'm throwing it there and whatnot.
But guess what?
Based on what you saw,
but why
Give him that. But guess what? I'll be honest with you. Even with Haaland, I've said the last 5 or 6 weeks, I feel like
been a
City
lot
have
better.
figured
It's been
that
a lot
system
better.
out. This 3-6-man Rondo and Haaland up top. This week it was Stones who was the man going into midfield rather than Rico Lewis. Brother, the build-up, what he was doing, if you saw into the Gundogan goal, I think it was the second one. Man came from right back, came across here.
No, he's
built it
he's
up,
the best.
Moved to the middle, moved it out right. 1-2 here. Final ball, he was still involved. I'm like,
He's the
bro,
best.
This is what City are getting back to. And I think on all the goals, you look at it, vintage City style. Alvarez plugged in that gap like nobody was missing, honestly. KDB, I feel like, is another one. He's been stepping up the last couple of weeks with those, maybe I wouldn't say influencing the game as much as he used to, but
he's in
popping
and
up in
amongst
those
it. He's in
crucial
and amongst
moments
it.
where you're needed.
KDB, man, let others run the offense.
Gundogan
You
now,
just
though.
knock down them shots. let others run the offense. Give the ball to the baller. You know who he is. Go, go keep your eulogy, man. Continue your eulogy, man. Continue your eulogy.
Mahrez,
But
there's two more. There's two more Mahrez.
I'll be real with you.
And then, you know,
Listen, Mahrez
Yeah.
balling out. I'm sorry. On that wing this season, start of this season, I remember I saw Grealish on one side, Mahrez on the other side, and I think everyone could universally say, nah, man, we want to see some Alvarez. We want to see Foden. We want to see something different. Those two have made it their own. And right now, they're the two undroppable players at the moment.
We did okay for a couple of goofballs.
Hey, listen.
and then but you know you gave individuals. There's one individual that you didn't give him his
I
chapter.
think no, Nathan Ake as well. I got to
Yep,
give him some
yep,
love
yep,
as well.
yep.
Massive, one of the
Yep.
best players in the world.
Yep.
And then, bro, listen.
No way.
Yo, get your headbands out, yeah? Because it's headband season.
No, look at it.
Grealish,
Look at this.
man of the match. Hey, that performance yesterday.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Y'all, whoever switched up on us, y'all stay over on that side, man.
get your headbands
Nah,
out.
y'all stay over on that
Hey.
side, man. Whoever switched up on us, y'all stay up
son.
on that side.
I
What the
made
hell?
the statement post World Cup. I said, listen, Jack stocks are at an all-time low. It's time to buy the dip.
They weren't.
Since we bought the dip, we've been skyrocketing. You see, yesterday, do you know what the maddest thing is? Well, I wasn't the assist, lovely. The goal, icing on the cake with the fourth one. That tracking back for that Mo Salah when he could have made it 2-0
He's been doing it all
on the
season.
break. Nah, but that moment there for me, I'm like, that's dog. That's the shit I was waiting. You see when I was saying, hey, I don't know if he could download this pet data. Those were the intangibles where I was like, Because you know when you're the number 10, you've come through the academy, everything's gifted to you at Villa. You might not be able to download that dog within you. Everything's been given to you on a silver platter.
It's from Birmingham, man.
Nah, listen, give him his dues. I'm sure Cams will go into an epilogue now, a monologue. But brother, what I saw yesterday, I had to stand up and be like, yo, New Jack City.
It's a rain in my city.
Listen,
New Jack City.
It's a parade in my city. It's a parade for Man
over
City.
to you, Cams. Over to you, Cams.
Listen.
Let me get this on once.
Bro,
It's a
look at
parade
this,
in
man.
my city,
This is what happens, man. You can't beat them, join them, innit? You can't beat them, join them. But nah, listen, Jack Grealish, man. Jack Grealish, since the World Cup, he's been what, 8 assists since the World Cup. He's been their guy, man. I'm not saying it's a one-man show because it absolutely isn't. But
Someone's
he's showing what he was signed for. And he's showing, listen, he's a quality player. You know, I was seeing some crazy stuff about Jack Grealish after a while. The guy is pure quality, but you have to give him the ball and you've got to let him move in areas that he wants to move in, bro. You can't have Jack Grealish playing as a touchline wide winger and think he's going to be Leroy Sané. He's not. You got to adjust your viewpoint to what he is. And that's why Pep Guardiola plays him all the time. Pep will keep saying retention. So we know Jack Grealish keeps the ball fantastically. But one thing that we wanted him to be, everyone wanted him to be, is more brave. And lately, he's been more brave. Yeah. He doesn't care no more about, oh, I'm Jack, and in here, oh my God, there's KDB, I'm starstruck, you're the best midfielder in Prem history, in my opinion, all that stuff. He doesn't care about that anymore. He's getting on the ball, and he's making things happen. And as I said, 8 assists. But you also look at his record, I think it's a goal and assist this season against Arsenal in all comps, a goal against Man United, goal and assist against Liverpool, assist versus Chelsea. He's stepping up in some big games, man. He's coming out and showing out in some big games. And listen, they've got obviously 9 games or 10 games, whatever it is, to the end of the season. If he continues this form and KDB, can get to at least 90% of what KDB can be, then City can go on these runs. Because I don't think even Pep himself this season has spoken about KDB and been like, he's not at his level. If they can get KDB back to his level, and we know what Mahrez is like. Mahrez, when it comes to closing the season, he just turns into a different guy for some reason. They can get Foden back. If they can just get that little groove, but it was important that someone that Pep sees as such a key player in Jack Grealish picks up form. That's so important for Man City.
I want to jump in there, not to make it go on for too long, but I think it was a couple months ago we were saying that Pep is looking for something to try and get something out of this team. And imagine you're a manager and it's like, I need something. He digged the players out. He digged Calvin Phillips out. The Cancelo thing, when we look back at the season, we don't know how it's going to go because Arsenal on a win streak themselves. The Cancelo thing is a big changing moment in the season because that is the epitome of what a Pep fullback is, right?
Who?
Cancelo.
Okay.
He goes now. On that side now, Grealish now has the freedom to do more. And ultimately, it's about taking your opportunities and things because ultimately, you could have still said...
I said that last bit on StoppageTime.
He could have been
shy.
shy.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
With the whole Cancelo thing, Cancelo leaving has meant that you need like attacking authority on that side.
Yeah.
And we sat and we kind of laughed at them having centre-backs as fullbacks. But what has that enabled them to do? It's enabled them to have these players have attacking impetus. So it's like, but they have to take that responsibility on their shoulders, be like, I need to do this. And don't get me wrong, Grealish is built into the season and he's doing really well. But as I said a few weeks ago, now it's about people owning the moment. Okay, if KDB's not 90%, someone else has got to be at 100. Same thing that Gundo did a few seasons ago. Like
Gundo's rising at the moment.
He's rising, exactly. And it's all about
such a good player,
in these
man.
teams, right? It's all about taking responsibility. Yeah. Like you don't win a league on merit. You don't win a league because you have the best players. No, you win it, mate. But you can't just sit there and expect, because you've got the best players, win. You have to go out there and impose yourself and show. And I feel like at the moment, City are building into that more and more and more and more.
Hitting it at the right time as well.
And now it's just about, and now it's literally, it's business end. It's now just about, okay, who's going to falter? Because we're not talking about Arsenal right now, but Arsenal are doing the same as well. And you know what? I'm actually enjoying seeing both teams just handle business.
And
what we're playing you? 4 goals for you.
And a lot of people are talking about Man City's schedule. When has a schedule ever been a problem for a Pep team?
Never.
Schedule hype. This is a Pep team. He stockpiles quality for these reasons. He stockpiles quality for these reasons, and that's why they retain the ball. They keep the ball. They don't care about. Listen, playing I know it's against Bayern Munich, some tough games, but Manchester City are a well-oiled machine. You know what I mean? They're gonna take it literally each game at a time. Yeah. I don't think the schedule is much of a hindrance to them, in my opinion.
What did you look make of the Pardew skanking and the
Why did Arthur shake his hand?
and then when the 4-4 went in, he's looking
But why did Arthur shake his hand?
No, I don't know.
Why did he shake
What
his
did you
hand?
make of it? though?
No,
Firstly,
I enjoy it, but why
Arthur's
did he
shaking
shake
his
his
hand
hand?
like he's like, sign me, please. he's like, I can retain, bro. But honestly, with that, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. How I saw it, yeah, was a little bit more symbolic, yeah. Pep is gonna say, oh, you know, I'm asking him nice go, but I think that was Pep saying, this is the end of our rivalry, mate.
Yeah.
This is
done.
it.
It's done.
This is the end. Pep
done.
would never have done that when the rivalry was hot. This is just,
done.
I'm having fun out here.
It's done. It's done.
Yeah, woo, yeah, woo.
It's done.
Game over. On Klopp's head. I
done.
think that was Klopp. I think that was Pep saying,
Found a nail in the coffin.
this is over. Like, bro, there come a time.
But
No, wait, bro, there came a time when we used to like beat Arsenal, and it was just like Fergie started becoming a nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh no, you know, go get off Wenger's back.
I really appreciate it.
You know, like he's a top manager, and back then he never even used to want to talk about him. But then when the rivalry kind of got soft, yeah, we're buddy. You know what I mean? Pep for me was just staying there.
And
I don't want to hear about these guys no
And
more.
this is the danger in a
It's
rivalry
over.
with Pep, where if he
He's
gets
petty.
you know,
He's petty.
nice you and close you,
Yeah.
he's petty just as much,
The
bro.
com- the
And when
compliment-
you're losing, he'll remind you.
Do you think Pep? You think if Man City go and play Bayern Munich, Pep will behave like that?
No, hell
No.
no. But
And
the
win.
compliments,
Oh, you think
No.
he's gonna go try to shake what? Mane's hand or something?
when he does the compliments are kind of like, I see you, big homie. I see you doing the thing. That stuff is like, listen, it's done now. But it's even funny because Klopp came out afterwards and said, "Oh, Man City were very kind. It could have been more." He was like, "Thank you, big bro. Listen, that could have gone way out of control, man.
And
I,
he was all-
I
bro,
appreciate you, bro."
Bro, the fact that he was saying it's a nice goal, eh?
Yeah.
Like he knew like, oh, we're gonna brush these.
No, but I'm
lot.
saying
Like,
Klopp was saying like, "Oh, listen, that's it. They could have done more." He was like, "Right, big bro allowed me to
yeah,
do that. I can't lie,
but
man."
it reminds me of when it's a random one, but this is like a Premier League archives type thing, yeah. Do you guys remember when Fernando Torres scored that chest and volley versus Blackburn?
Blackburn, yeah.
And Benitez was like,
Yeah.
Sam Allardyce lost it, fam. But it was just like Sam Allardyce always used to chat rubbish about me. He was just like, yeah, allow it, man. It's none of that.
On the Pep, well, the thing I found funnier, and then we can go into some shoot chats, is when he was afterwards, he was like, "Go and ask him if he thinks I'm disrespecting him. Go and ask him." And it's like, that's even more, because imagine they go and ask him, it's like, nah, it's all respect, man.
Nah,
Man,
man.
it's all
And plus, Klopp can never drop the disrespect line because you lot have been doing the pally
Exactly.
thing for the past 4 or
Exactly.
5 years.
Bro.
So now that I get a bit of vim and juice from Pep,
Yeah.
I love it.
Bro,
and stamp on his head.
I've seen Jurgen Klopp literally get off from his thing and run on the pitch when it was, what was it, Dortmund versus Bayern Munich?
crooked jawline
Run
running
past
around.
him. Pep
Get outta
said,
here.
yeah, I got something for you.
Yeah.
I got something for you one
But
day. You know what I mean?
Just to go back to quickly though, I do think we do have to give Pep a lot of credit for his tactic. And I know he's someone who tactically, we always give him credit
Is this
for.
Spurs tactical corner, yeah? Break it down for us.
No. But I think the back three thing this season, he hasn't wavered with it. And I think we were laughing, as you said, with the Aki and Stones at centre back. But the way he's managed to
Akanji.
make
No,
it work.
Akanji.
With Stones.
No, Ayo, who was missing it? Yeah,
because
like-
Stones was playing right back, but then inverted
yeah.
inwards,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was becoming
Sorry.
a back three.
Yeah.
And that thing, I felt like all season, everyone was like, Pep needs to change this, man. Like, it's not going to get the best out of Haaland, but you've seen over the last couple of weeks, it's worked with Haaland, and now today, I feel like it showed them without Haaland, it can still work. But
Yeah.
you have to give Pep a lot of credit in my eyes.
credit
I
where
think
it's due, man.
even when you look at it against Arsenal, home and away, he's actually beaten them comfortably, I would say.
Who?
You can say they had a rotated side in the FA Cup or whatever, but that's supposedly the best team. With this system that he's apparently going through a transition with, he still beat the best team in the league.
I think.
I think this
Yeah.
system, for me now, I always say in every couple of years, I feel like there's a manager that does something tactically that the Premier League
Everyone else
starts to
will adopt.
copycat.
Every
Conte
couple of
did it
years,
a few
it's
years
more
ago.
time it's just Pep doing reinventing
No,
whatever he's
because
will.
when Conte did the back three thing, everyone
Conte had
copied
a
Conte,
run.
and
Yeah.
I felt like for a while it was that. Since then, I feel like Pep's been trying to find a new thing, and this back 3-6 rondo man
saw-
session, it's working.
I
And
saw
I'm telling you, it's a
Shaw.
gauntlet.
I saw Shaw trying to play inverted today. I said, get back to the touchline.
All of a sudden, all fullbacks are getting
chalk,
Bro,
inverted.
get
Bro,
chalk on your boots, bro. But the thing
It's
is,
a
I
new
do think
innovation I clocked with Pep. It's a gauntlet to the rest of the Premier
I
League.
do think that City weren't at the peak of what Manchester City were, though. I'm not gonna say in hindsight that City have been balling all season, and
No.
I don't think so. But in the last couple of weeks, I think was it 6 against Bristol City, 7
as well.
against Red Bull,
Yeah.
4 against Liverpool. Listen, if they're gonna start racking up goals like that, then it's a serious
There's
problem.
nothing wrong with growing into the season. They just need to hope now that as they're chasing with momentum, the team in front of them doesn't keep their momentum up as well. And
and Arsenal will. Arsenal look like they're going to.
And this is the thing. I mean, this is why international break's so great. Before, I was mentioning injuries and whatnot. When I look at that team, that's Arteta's biggest winning streak with them at the moment. I think it's 7 wins on the bounce, something like that. Like, they just know what they need to do.
I think 6 of them coming with 3+ goals.
Yeah, something like that. And I just like when a team know what they need to go and do. If you were looking at this before, it's like it might be a cage you in. No, we're giving licks out. We're putting 4 goals. Everyone's eating. We're moving with force. They haven't got the midweek games to contend with anymore as well. For them now, it's just about momentum. Holding comes in, everything's still okay. Can you keep going? Can you just keep going to the end? That's what
Jesus back is a big help. I'm seeing Jesus get on the ball, dribbling in the box, and I'm like, come on, man, this is a centre forward right there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But I think Arsenal are going to continue their form, and the big game for me is the Liverpool game. That Liverpool game away from home, and I know Liverpool are cooked. But Liverpool can get up for a game. Do you know what I mean?
Boxing. It's like heavyweight boxing.
And it's at Anfield. You know what I mean? Like, listen, we can say Anfield hype or whatever, but Liverpool can get up for that. Yeah. So I think that's the game, and I think if Arsenal win that game,
then title.
I think it's done. Yeah. I think if Arsenal beat Liverpool at the Emirates, at Anfield. Get the confetti out, mate. Get the confetti out. Get the confetti out. Honestly, I think it is.
Honestly, it's just about like getting to each checkpoint. And for me, coming off the international break and putting that performance up, it's like City are looking and thinking, wow, we have to keep going. Like, they know they can't step up.
But City I feel like, are the ultimate. All right, we're gonna make you keep going. We're gonna make you.
But that's
sweat
why. But that's
to the
why
last game. And that's what
the form they're in is almost great because it's like, we're prepared for this. We just need to keep going now.
But with I don't know, obviously, if there's any City fans in the chat, like, have City been this many points off at this stage of the season?
This has been...
So this is the first time they've been in this position?
Yeah.
So it's not... So it's new for them.
Yeah.
It's new for them as well.
They have to, because even if they beat Arsenal, it's still how many points?
No, but I mean, that's if everyone wins, innit?
No, but I'm saying...
They keep all of them win.
If they were to beat Arsenal, how many points did it drop down?
They'll drop to what? 2 points, innit?
So again, so they still need another loss.
Yeah. They need Arsenal to drop 2 again. They need to basically be perfect.
Is it impossible?
It's not impossible.
Nothing's impossible.
No, it's not impossible.
As long as it's not impossible.
Anything's possible.
Anything's possible, baby.
It's not possible. As Adidas say, impossible is nothing.
Hey, and then for somebody that's I hate this shit.
Arsenal are, but you talking about City.
No, I'm talking about Arsenal.
Okay,
They're
cool,
gonna win if they win the title.
No, I think they're perfect. Let's go super chats.
Yeah, we got a few super chats from the City game. Give me 1 second, if I can just pull them up real quick. COO says Ilkay Gundogan, one of the best the Prem has ever seen, man. Receiving, turning, finding a teammate in space. It's all cash money for him.
Do you know who?
What was that? Sorry, what did he say?
Gundogan. Bigging him up, saying he's one of the best midfielders. Shaka's starting to copy his role. Shaka's watched the Gundo template. He's got 7 goals this season.
Who? Shaka? Yeah.
Bro, I said, nah, that late third man run into the... Yeah, I'm watching...
Stoppage time have been Shaka committee.
Yeah, bro.
Stoppage time have been Shaka committee.
It's true, Xhaka this year is playing the most advanced out of any of Arsenal's midfielders. More than Odegaard. AJ sent 3 super chats in a row. The first one said...
And the reason why he's Arteta's probably doing that because he wants the better players on the ball in the build-up phase. Yeah, I mean, Odegaard and Partey and Zinchenko. Exactly, bro.
And his
Ten
press
Hag,
comes in useful higher up the pitch as well.
Oh, he's doing the McTom thing that...
Bro.
Destructive.
But
I see what you did there.
But instead, we're putting Bruno deep. Come on, man. Bruno and Odegaard. There's levels to this, bro. There's levels.
AJ, again, you sent 3. So the first one says Grealish has been unreal all season. Fuad, please apologize.
You can't ask me to apologize. I came forward.
You see these guys,
before they asked it, when the chips were down.
You said Grealish before the World Cup was... you said since the World Cup he's been good.
Before the World Cup, he wasn't lighting up the world, bro. Let's not pretend.
He said... AJ says he's been unreal all season.
I test hype. This is what he's been trying to trick y'all for the longest time.
And look,
listen,
I played the long game.
I won the Grealish war.
You didn't.
I won.
I played the long game.
You played
the long game.
Hype.
This is the thing. The first season, I left with a trophy. I left with the Premier League, and he said he won.
He's the best creator in the Premier League, and
Which he was.
He's gonna take over responsibility.
No, he's trying to attack me. Look, he's vexed.
He's trying to
attack me. He's vexed.
I'm just reminding them.
It's okay. Why you got the headband on? Why you got the headband on, bro?
Why you interrupting me,
bro? Oh no, it's okay. It's okay.
He doesn't want to remind.
Look at this.
Remember, KDB, he's going to take over him.
Hey, who's created the most chances in the Champions League this season?
Listen, I'm not disputing.
No, I'm just saying. He's an elite creator.
The needles. Look,
He's an elite creator.
Dues, but let's not act like we didn't see what we saw.
Let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on.
Yeah, Salah's an elite goal scorer.
Let's keep moving on. Who's what's the next super chat?
What's he talking about Salah for? I stick to the ones and twos, man.
AJ again says Stones is the most complete center back in the world. Playa.
For sure.
Who?
Stones.
He says
I
what?
don't listen to the super chat.
He said what, sorry?
Sorry, go on.
Most complete defender.
Stones is the most complete center back in the world.
Bro, Stones,
Where do
best
you-
defender in the Premier League.
Where do you rank him right now in the world?
In the world-
I was hearing talk on Twitter. Yeah, well, I mean Twitter. I know, but people were saying, yo, he's got to be up there in the conversation with the best in the world right now.
I don't know, man. I feel like in the world debates are getting a bit just jarring. World
becomes
class,
weekly, innit?
yeah, world class, and all that. Listen, honestly,
But do
I
you
think there's
think
about
he's
5-6 world class players
Here's the
in
thing.
football.
All right, let me phrase it better. Do you
I'm
think
dead
he's
serious.
reached a level now where he
FTBL
is
culture,
entering that. Do you think he's at a level now where he is entering that world class bracket? Because you're looking at a couple of years now. I'd say he's been playing at this level for a year and a half, 2 years probably.
Club and country, Stones is levels, bro. Levels for me. He had a bad season, I think it was in 2020. But other than that, the only thing about Stones, he doesn't play, and I don't think he's played over 25 games or something like that. He's always got a one little injury here or there, or randomly Pep will just be like, hey, sit on the bench for 3 games. I don't know why, but that's Pep. You don't know what's going through his mind. But when John Stones plays, he's solid, he's technical, he's one of the best passers and drivers from the back from his position. Bro, as Leah says, what's not to like? What's not to like about John Stones? You know what I mean? In all honesty, the guy is I agree that he's complete. And how I see it is the loud, the shouters, they always get more attention. You know, the Maguire plays alongside him for England. Everyone hypes Maguire. Diaz comes in, plays along Stones. Diaz gets the hype. It's always the guy next to him that's getting the hype because Stones is the quiet, cool, composed one. It's time for him to get his dues, bro. Best defender in the Premier League, in my opinion.
Stones for me, for Pep at City, is what Piqué was to him at Barcelona, bro. I look at them the same role, the same way they play.
Yeah, I can hear that. Like Puyol, Mascherano, they're the
And they get all the
Yeah.
love usually.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? They're the pure defenders. They're
Yeah.
the ones doing all the dog work.
Yeah.
Whereas he does all the extra things, which actually Pep needs for his system to succeed.
I always think
the
if
key
you
point.
could, I always think
He's
if you
the
can
Pep
mix it
defender.
up, if you can mix it up, then that's when you're,
And I
you know
think,
what I
do you
mean?
know the thing with John Stones? I think he's always been the prototype Pep defender, if you like. And people have always been waiting
Was he not
for
Pep's
him
first
to-
signing?
Yeah. People have always been waiting for him to finally reach that potential. And I think over the last 18 months, I would say he's probably been.
No, he's a
Bro,
good
let's not
player,
forget
man.
who won City the title, man. In 2019, in the biggest game of the season.
This guy remembers most random things.
Who
I
cleared
swear.
that off the line? John Stones.
Let's go for the rest of them. There's a few that's popped in, I think.
Zeno says Cancelo held Grealish back. Ake staying wide helps. AJ says Higuain and Lautaro ain't got nothing on Julian Alvarez.
That's so random. That's the most random.
Higuain,
I hear that.
Lautaro.
Wait, where did you get that? Oh, because they're Argentine. Okay. I was thinking, where's that link come from?
I hear that.
Lautaro hype. Higuain.
Get that.
Higuain.
Let's
spiky
respect.
hair.
Come on.
Higuain.
Higuain's had a good career.
Higuain's
Come on.
prime, bro.
Listen,
Okay,
that
no,
Napoli
let's-
year, I loved him. Everything he did after that, I will never forget.
Oh, come on. But even
I will
there was a
never
point where he
forget.
was even hitting
Man
for Real
turned up
Madrid,
at-
though, man. He was hitting.
We cuss Hazard for turning up overweight at what he did at Juve after getting that 100 mil move. I can't forget that.
Okay, well, let me
sorry.
change
And
the
that was a
question.
Juve team. He was supposed to take.
Let me change-
Higuain
when
brought them
Ronaldo
to-
came. Remember what he did when Ronaldo came as well? He got shimmied out the back door,
Didn't
just
Higuain-
like he did at Madrid as well. Higuain.
Hey, I wouldn't say he was
The
elite.
final misses.
he
Let me
was-
not bring up the international final
Yeah.
misses.
Cam, did
Yeah, but
Higuain take Juve
hey,
to the Champions League final?
Higuain, especially when
Isn't
you
he there?
talk about-
He
listen,
wasn't there 16, 17.
Nah.
Or is-
That's Tevez, no? Tevez must be.
No, that's 14, 15. I think
Mandzukic.
Higuain and Mandzukic. I'm pretty sure that's
Was it
16,
Higuain,
17,
yeah?
bro.
Who?
When
in
Juve went to the
17,
Champions League
no.
final against
I don't
Real
think
the
it
second
was.
time.
Did Higuain play that game?
No.
I don't think it was.
Man are trying to give Higuain
But-
extra medals, bruv.
It might be. Me might be right. I don't know. We'll check it out.
The point I want to say is based on the question, like, okay.
And especially in terms of
Was it?
Argentina.
Yeah, he brought Juve to the Champions League final.
Did
in
he
16, 17.
bring them, or was he just part of the team?
He scored almost 40 goals that season.
No, I mean in the Champions League.
I'll return with this.
Yeah. No, but I think come on, respect Higuain.
No. Higuain's cool.
But okay, let's flip
Do you know what it is?
Let's flip it slightly.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Continue.
yeah, just slow down, buddy.
Let me know when
Slow down, buddy.
This hard can go left.
Yeah. Let's flip it this way. Do you think that Alvarez has the potential? And obviously, it's difficult to see it with Haaland in front of him. Do you think he has the potential to supersede what Higuain did?
100%. I think he's a special talent.
But where's this Higuain thing coming from, though?
Because they said it's Argentinian strikers. So obviously, Fuad was strong in it. So I'm saying, does he think Laturo? Obviously, but do you
The
think
question is, will Alvarez ever be Manchester City's starting striker week in, week out?
Haaland will leave in a couple of years, bro.
But will they then say, okay, Alvarez, the keys are yours, or would there be another striker they come and bring in?
If they don't give it to Alvarez, Alvarez will go to another team, just like Jesus, and be the star man there. I promise you.
No,
Alvarez
fair dues.
is that guy.
Do we have any more super chats?
They're not related to the City game, so I can talk about them later. But Higuain that season had 32 goals.
Hey, no, dude, come on, man, you're harsh, man.
Listen, harsh, but that Juve team was the Juve team, so you're going to get goals. And you got to remember the previous season before that, he scored 36 in the league.
No, I hear it. Hold tight.
It was a downturn, yeah.
Who is their manager?
Get that?
Big Max.
No, I ain't
Don't
gonna say too much.
Hey,
Allegri, Chelsea, you need Allegri, but we'll get into that.
No, that's the segue now.
You need Allegri, boy.
That's a perfect
like a
segue.
3-year-old
Hold on.
stuff
Yeah.
shout as well. Oh my god.
I know why Fuad don't like him. Next season in the Champions League, he scored 3 and 2 against Spurs.
You think I forgot? I ain't forgot, fat boy.
He knocked your ass out. That's why.
Hey, listen. Perfect segue. Perfect segue. Chelsea, boy.
Yeah.
Whoa. What you gonna do? Ain't no place to... Fam.
Where do we begin? Where do you want to begin? Let me begin.
Let me begin.
Can I begin? Can I begin?
Oh, no,
Let me begin.
It's a Chelsea segment.
We
are the questions.
Yeah, we ask the
You are
questions.
the answerer.
Go on.
Now, you know how like Ronaldo charges it up? Maze, I've got a question for you.
Go on.
Are you Potter in or out?
I'm neither at this point.
Back to the fence. Boo!
I'm neither.
Tomato.
I'm neither. Nah, international break is great because it gives you clarity, right? And you see, honestly, and you see with this Chelsea
He was
thing,
on a soul searching thing, man.
and you see with this Chelsea thing, yeah. Do you know why it's so mad? Chelsea have minus goal difference. We have minus goal difference. Villas beat us and went on top. Our manager is saying that the XG from this specific McGinn goal is something off the charts, something you can't account for. Do you know how like sick to my stomach and confused I am? Chelsea are the only team that can go from thinking it's all over when Romans, getting extra out of the country, become the most expensive sport franchise, spend 600 million, get young talents and still be further behind than we were when everything happened. Do you know how crazy it is? It's only Chelsea that can go through that sort of transition. It's so confusing. And now we're in a situation where I have to come back and give, not an apology, but I have to come back about something that was discussed here where you said, are we speaking enough about sort of the head of this organisation? And the truth is we're not. Because
When Cam said, are Chelsea fans scared to
let me
call
talk.
out Big Boss
Let me
Bowley?
talk.
Sorry, I was just inserting.
fam.
Triple B.
So
BBB, big baller brand. Big baller brand. Big baller brand. Big boss bowling.
the way you have to look at it, for me, is this. If you've made a decision, you live by your sword, die by your sword, right?
Yep.
7-year contracts and everything. You're giving 7-year contract to someone that's unproved at this level. The cost to get rid of this man, if you were going to, is the same cost of buying a big talent or selling one of your key players. 52 million probably, 7-year contract. It costs you 20 million to get him through the door.
Yeah.
So cumulative, that's what, 70 million on a failed project. That's bizarre. That is bizarre business. That is scary business. And if you think about where Chelsea were, I'll go back to it. Tuchel had us in the top 6, I think it was. Obviously, I'm not going to act like things weren't bad with him, but it was top 6. Everything that's happened after that is scary. Like, Chelsea shouldn't have fallen off that bad. And some people can try and say, oh yeah, well, if you play really well, we're going to get a Conference League. Nah, we're not even showing any signs of doing anything. People say that we're showing, we're playing good football. But this was the same thing. This was the same thing with Potter at Brighton.
Yeah,
we've had 2 managers. We've had 2 spells now where no one can get anything out of the forwards. De Zerbi went in. He hasn't changed the squad, and they are scoring goals. So that means I have to look at the manager. Before, when we were saying Brighton, we were saying that, oh, you know, they don't have a forward. They are scoring goals now with exactly the same team.
And actually, the funny part is that you say it's exactly the same team. Potter had Matoma and Evan Ferguson, I believe, right?
Wasn't using them.
Wasn't using them. They're
And
out
then
here running things for De
100
Zerbi.
now.
And what I have
Potter,
to say...
your player ID profile.
Wait, let me land.
Go on.
I'm going to use a production term here. Misprofiling. If Brighton are popping now and players have just been moved around, the profile is right. It's working. We can't solely say that the goal scoring thing is coming because there's lack of confidence and whatnot. Why is your old team popping? XG through the roof, no goals. Like something's going wrong here. And don't get me wrong. Yes, the players are not they're not confident in anything, but this has been going on for a while now. How long was it that Chelsea didn't score for? A long time. How long is it that we didn't score 2 goals for? A long time.
Yeah.
What was the spell that happened at Brighton that I constantly spoke about before Potter came? 3 months without a win and stuff.
Yeah.
We're seeing what we saw then now, just in a higher profile, and it's magnified. However, I can't blame a man for not being able to do his job to the top level if that's who he is. The person that brought him in has to ask himself questions about, was that the right decision to make?
But that result yesterday, though, I mean, there's things on that, for example, like Reece James. I think I saw him playing right centre back. I saw Loftus-Cheek at right wing back.
And Cucurella, your two out.
Cucurella at left centre back. To be fair, I can't lie to you, he had a return to form there. So I don't want to be
but
hearing
what I'm
that.
saying-
And when you
Potter's
lot
the one
signed
that
him,
gave him
that
that
was
anyway.
one of the
Yeah,
big
Potter-
like,
No,
oh,
but
he
what
can
I'm-
play left centre back as
Yeah.
well. That's
No,
why he's
what-
worth the money.
no.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
I'm not going to hear that now.
No, but what I'm
those
saying-
two in particular, I think that was like the part of the misprofile of
Yeah.
what you're saying. But all these last couple of weeks, we've been sat here saying, can we see some identity? Can we see some good football? Yesterday's, I don't know how much of that is on Potter, because I saw you lot create a lot of chances. Mudryk, when he's missing 2 sitters like that, is that on Potter?
Let me
when
explain.
Koulibaly gets cooked and he's still running sideways, but Watkins is run the other way, is that on Potter? When Cucurella mistimes his header and pops it back to through ball Watkins, is that on Potter? So my thing is I hear a lot of the Potter thing, and in terms of like the totality, but that game yesterday, when Enzo's getting a welcome to Premier League from McGinn, that's not
Come on, man.
Potter.
Big John McGinn.
But-
Big John McGinn.
And that's the type of player that brings you the welcome to the Premier League.
Does anyone?
That's
So
slammer.
no one wants my weekly Enzo report now.
We'll get to you in a minute.
You guys, everyone seemed to want it a few weeks ago.
Oh, go on then.
What happened?
Go on then.
Nah, let him cook. I'll be coming soon. I'll let him cook.
It's not solely on that, but this is a familiar story where we perform right. We don't have end products. We perform
That looks
right.
like Brighton's Potter, if that makes sense.
And this is what
No
I've
chances.
just literally said that. So,
But the thing is that Brighton, we could say he had more pay. He had them. Mudryk, you got your start finally.
But as I said
but this is what
before,
I'm saying. If the same thing is happening, there's a common denominator. But what I would also say is the same thing was happening under Tuchel. I don't know if we're cursed. I don't know where it is. But to the original point, to go from where we were to be way behind after all of that money spent and everything is spooky. Now this is the thing. People are saying that, oh, you want to bring in a new manager. Cool, okay. So it'll be a 70 million outlay on this guy that was here for a couple months. Koulibaly, they're saying is not good enough. That's 30 million, that's 100 mil. That's all of this type of stuff. It's like, okay, so the running of what's happened is scary. It's scary.
But
There's financial fair play at hand as well.
but can you see light at the end of the tunnel with Potter?
If I'm being honest, I don't see how he turns it around. Don't get me wrong. I think he might be a good coach. He might have good fundamentals, but there's certain minerals you need to have to be an elite top coach. That's not me making the rules. I just think there's certain things you have to have in place. And it comes down to small things about how you're able to sort of distract from a bad result to protect things in the media, how you're able to bounce back, how you're able to go on runs, how you're able to impose identity, or how you're able to actually scrap everything and say, you know what, I need to do this. We've not seen that at any point, and I get it's hard when you have loads of players, but I've not seen him stick with a certain team and be like, this is my team, these are my boys, and going with it. There's certain minerals that I think he doesn't have yet, and that's not his fault.
What's the move you want to see?
No, but I mean, that
more
is his
pressure
fault.
on Bowley then, or are you saying now, Potter, this is your final call?
I said it, to the end of the season, he's basically auditioning for his role next year because I don't know what the next step is. I don't know who you bring in.
What,
No, but
when
you
say
can't-
auditioning for his role. He's already got the role.
As in,
But
like,
when you
for
say
him to try and
auditioning,
save his job.
What has he got to do to keep that job? In a sense,
He has to show that he can actually perform with this team. Like, people will say that Chelsea have got nothing to play for in the Premier League end season. That's bullshit. Chelsea should be winning games. For the rest of the season, can you go on a run? In the Champions League, you've got the biggest task of your life. Can you show something? Can you get past that tie? You have to do something.
The problem is, even if you got to have like either of the two things. Or obviously, if you can marry both, then you're in the
You're
best.
good, perfect, yeah.
But if you either get results or you have a style of play, you know what I
if you
mean.
don't have
If you got neither, then it's hard for fans to get behind anything. Do you know what I mean? And that's the situation we're in part at the moment. But even though, you can say it's hard for him and that, but he came into Chelsea when Chelsea were 9th, right? Chelsea
it was
spent
600
300 or 600, 300 million or whatever it was in the window, and they're
we've gone
11th.
backwards. And this is what I said.
So that is, at the end of the day, the manager is going to be looked at. And I can see, obviously, Chelsea fans are now starting to, I don't know, some are saying out, some are saying give him time. But at the same time, yes, we can speak about Parr as much as we want, but these players at the same time, I don't know what their plan is. I ain't rating his handling of Aubameyang, because why is Aubameyang all of a sudden been sent away? And I mean, like, you guys need goals. You guys have scored 27 goals the last time I checked in the Prem. So I don't see why he's just been shafted as if like he's some evil criminal or something. But at the same time, you look at these other guys, Mudryk, for example. Now, I give people first season kind of grace or whatever, but the reason why I talk about it is because people are celebrating Mudryk as if they've watched him week in, week out, and they know what they're going to get. Straight away, I said, a brother that's played 30-something games in Ukraine, he's 22. I'm seeing him just running bare space and that. I'm like, okay, let's see what he's got. And so far, I'm going to ask again, as of right now, what's the date? The 2nd of April. I have not seen anything that I won't see from Damari Gray, from Harvey Barnes, from Anthony Gordon, from who else can I say? Miguel Almiron,
From Jacob Murphy.
bro.
Jacob Murphy. I haven't seen anything to make me say, yeah, this guy's a special talent. For me, he's a fast kid. That's about it.
He had the second one was almost like prototype what you'd see in his comps. Running through, last man, acres of space, 1v1 with the keeper.
That was the lack of confidence for sure. But the issue.
Wow, he was 5th when he came in.
That's what I said.
Chelsea were 5th.
Bro, at the beginning, I said 5th, 6th. I said that Tuchel was going wrong.
Are
you man not listening to me? Are you man not listening? I literally said only Chelsea could do this.
Potter came in when you're 5th.
It was 6th. I believe it was 6th.
You spent 300 mil.
That's what I'm saying. Only Chelsea could do this. Do you remember, yeah? No, cumulatively. It's cumulatively.
That guy's got to go. You got, bro. Come on, that's an impossible. That's an impossible thing to do. And what about Enzo? Obviously, as I said, I'm not familiar with Enzo's game. Some people don't like to admit that they don't watch certain players. I didn't watch Enzo, so I'm learning week in, week out. As I said last time we were here,
What did you
I said,
say?
I like his weight of pass. His weight of pass. He looks like he got weight of pass.
Xabi Alonso-esque.
Again, though, this week, that running power, it's peeking its ugly head. That running power, that distance covering. I don't know about this guy with that. You know what I mean? Defensively, I'm not very sure. The Premier League is an intense league.
I've been telling
They'll
people,
find out guys that can't move properly. That's my report this week, people. I'm just learning.
I don't want to give the same example because it's not the same. But do you know what it reminds me of? A little bit. It reminds me a little bit. Remember when Paul Pogba joined Manchester United and played
Bissouma.
No. They were saying that he needs this to activate him. He needs that. You remember that conversation?
Solving Pogba.
And then someone said, that's like buying a phone and saying he needs to buy a phone charger. But again, it comes down to misprofiling. Enzo's not a holding midfielder.
Listen,
he's not. Enzo can't play holding midfield in the Premier League. He needs to have. That's what I said. Lavia and Kante and whatnot.
But when he signed, were we told that?
No, people.
And I'll sit here and I'll say I was one of the ones I was actually
ball.
excited about this signing, thinking you lot
He's
got
not
a player.
holding
And I
midfielder.
think he's a quality player.
He's
He
not
will
holding
come good.
midfielder. He's not
But
holding midfielder.
I remember asking
Premier
that
League.
very question
League.
when he signed. I said, is he a 6 or is he an 8? And I remember no one could really give me the answer because, as you said, nobody wanted to say
Yeah,
they
but
didn't watch him.
he's not holding midfielder.
Everyone was like, he could do both. He could do both. And I know production's acting like they're not listening right now, but he was one of those saying he could do both.
He's not in the Premier League. He's not holding midfielder.
And the thing
So
is-
running power thing, that could be a key part of it. But if you're to look at profiles of, again, not to spend too long on it, profiles of holding midfielder in the Premier League. Doucouré, Declan Rice don't even play holding midfielder anymore. But big,
these-
powerful,
Running power.
up and down, covering distance, playing 90 minutes.
Did
That's
we
what
not
you need.
say that's what the number 6 position has evolved to now? So should Enzo not be able to do that? Did we not say, like, long gone are the days of the Sol and Ndidi types where you can just be a clapper and a sweeper? You now need to have them legs.
No, but when
need
you
to
look
have that
at
addition.
when you look at again, Chelsea not in that place, but when you look at for instance, an Arsenal or City,
I didn't think he was that bad
You have your no, I'm not talking about bad. I'm just talking about because we've got this conversation. Obviously, he's a big signing again, like a massive fee. You've got your Thomas Partey that does hair. You have your Shaka that does that, and you have your Odegaard that does that.
Yeah.
You typically have one that is more sort of like functional and thing like. But Thomas Partey can move. He can not even like he's mobile. He can get around. He's got power.
He's one of those
He's gone in.
6'8", yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And
When's that Arsenal Chelsea game? That could get brutal.
that could be sticky.
Enzo, hey yo, I need you to step
Hey,
up. That
Enzo
could
v
get
Partey.
versus Shaka Party and that. Yeah, that can get
I'm
brutal.
trying to see that.
That could get brutal.
but to-
Casemiro duck the fade. Are you gonna duck the fade?
to summarize the Chelsea thing, it's spooky that we could, go from being on the brink thinking that it's all over to have this optimism that, oh my gosh, we got money, we balling out, to then be this far behind that Villa.
So if
And the thing
you
is,
had to get a new manager, who
give-
would you get?
I don't know, bro. That's the thing. I don't know. I'm not gonna come.
Nah.
I'm not gonna
give me 3
No,
names
bro.
of
No, bro. Let me.
maybe I
no,
can see.
But I
Even
can't.
Spurs, I could give you a
No, but
couple.
bro, I can't come out and cap. I don't know. People are gonna say the guy from
Enrique?
Sporting. People are gonna say Enrique. Bro, look at what we spent money on, yeah.
Allegri.
I honestly can't tell you.
Allegri.
And that's me being honest. I can't tell you who is the best fit for what we've assembled.
Nagelsmann.
Are we gonna then sign more players to fit someone else? I couldn't tell you who the best fit for that is.
That's
I'm
the
gonna be
danger
honest.
with Potter. That's why you just got to stick with him, man.
And that's why it's scary. But what I want to say,
Nah, I never-
One second.
man.
One second. What I want to say is, well, we've spoken a lot about Chelsea, but you have to give credit to what Villa did since Emery's been here. Yeah, I think it's 14 games. They've scored in every single game. I think it's only maybe 2 teams that maybe picked up more points. He is doing, like, some people won't like his football. He mixes it up. He's doing well with them. I don't know how far they can go.
Bro, Emery's
But
a
you've
good
got to
manager.
respect- you've got to respect
It's
what
as
he's doing
simple as
there.
that. Emery's done a good job nearly everywhere he went.
Yeah.
He got Arsenal 5th, got to Europa League final.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't the greatest job necessarily, but everywhere he's gone, I think this whole good evening and all this type of stuff is stained his name. You know what I mean? The Arsenal thing stained his name, made it out like he's a scrub. He's a 3-time Europa League champion. I think did he win in the league with PSG? He won the league. I know he was part of Remontada, so that was kind of peak.
He lost to Monaco.
Yeah, oh yeah, I guess. But so did
Think
Carlo
lost to
Ancelotti. Ancelotti's lost some
Montpellier.
funny league times.
Didn't my man lose
we
to
go.
thing?
Poch lost to Lille now as well. So there we go. So I think he's just an all-round good manager, man. There's no way he should be laughed at. You know,
But I'm
like,
saying
this
that-
whole laugh at Emery thing, that needs to go. That
But
narrative
it needs
go.
to be said though, because ultimately Villa are one of those teams where you can just be in the Premier League and be like, people not paying attention. But pay respects to
He could actually do what they thought Gerrard was going to do. Because I feel like Villa are kind of that mid-table team that want to push
Can we dare
onto
to
those-
dream? Can we dare to dream?
Yeah.
Can we get close to
I feel
Brentford
like
next year?
Unai is the actual kind of manager that can say, do you know what? Because since he's coming, I think they're 3rd in the form table.
Yeah.
But
Understood what I
now till the end of the season, I think he said yesterday, they're outside. But I like the fact that he's saying, no, we're not ruling it out, but let's just keep working to
Yeah.
that. So I think he brings a different mentality, having been at better clubs and actually won things as well.
Yeah.
But listen,
Wait, so wait,
good
does
work,
João Felix get the signed?
bruv. No,
Does he get signed?
no.
Getting signed.
Are you signed?
Chelsea.
We spoke on him last week.
Yeah, we
He
spoke
said
about it.
What
he
did
said
you
he
say?
ain't gonna pay that.
You ain't paying it.
He ain't paying it.
we'll pay.
150
Newcastle
mil for
coming
all
in.
4 player, no nut. Please. Come on, man. We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
On the manager thing, just to have the conversation quickly.
Noni.
What we saying that from the servants coming, right?
There's a super chat on the manager.
I saw the funniest tweet on Noni. Yeah. They said he runs like a French Twitter video.
Yeah, that video, that thing was rude, man. That was rude.
I said it. I see. There's a lot of like Wan-Bissaka in him.
Go on, you're taking a piss.
Ash asked, is Potter doing the worst job in Premier League history?
Well, I mean, he's definitely at the moment. He must be Chelsea's worst ever manager.
It's not looking good for him. And ultimately, in pre-production, I said that football doesn't have parity because Rodgers has been sacked from Leicester from being down there after he's done great stuff with them. Managers get sacked over small things. Potter's there off of, board like him and he came in. There's no parity in football.
The thing is, the whole Potter thing though, like, I don't know.
If you sack him now, what happens?
I feel like that appointment, like Bowley was just gassed. I feel like that was just like a fan favorite. Potter's the one that's doing things at a lower team.
Yeah.
We just hire.
And brought all of his
what
guys
did he
within
know,
20
man?
million.
What do you know, Bowley? What do you know? But we moved, man.
What do you know?
What do you know?
That's funny. Go on, what's the other one?
Jiba Football says, so people want to come up with these buzzwords of running power for a number 8. When we talk Cruz, do we talk running power? Verratti, Pedri, respect.
Did any of them play in the Premier League?
Oh, you talking like a Prem tard now, right?
What league are we in? Do you not need to...
Also,
the comebacks.
no, but also as well. Like,
Verratti, not in the Prem.
wait.
Pedri, not in the Prem. Cruz, not in the Prem.
Do you
What
know
are we
why,
talking
do you
about
know why I
here?
don't like this
Modric has
example?
running
though?
power.
Exactly.
The reason why I don't
What
like
are
this
we talking about
example is
here?
when you're Real Madrid, you're not having to do running power because you dominate everyone. You're saying Pedri, I would prefer to use Gavi, and Gavi's a dog. Gavi actually gets about, and then Verratti's a rat. Literally, he used to go around being a rat and being
gets
frustrated.
about the pitch.
So that's incorrect.
This is what I'm saying.
But Enzo be getting
running
around
power
too.
doesn't
He's
mean
just
you're
not an athlete.
I think people think running power means that you're running 100 meters in 10 seconds. No,
think that's all Cams are
it
saying,
means
though.
you have the ability to get around, and you're literally that you're an athlete. And to do it in the Premier League,
And by the way, people, man are name dropping Toni Kroos. You know, this is one of the best midfielders of his generation, probably the best German midfielder ever.
I was going to say, you
And
could argue.
man are just dropping Kroos' name as if he's some small fish. Come on, man.
he didn't need to run, but
Enzo's got a lot.
he
If
had the ball by
Enzo
his
can do
feet.
50% of what Kroos has done in his career, he's had a good one.
Have we got any more?
not related to Chelsea.
Cool. What I want to do here is Cruz plays in a different league. We have one of the Stoppage Time members that actually travelled to a different league. So I think this is a perfect time to introduce our new segment, which is the EuroExpert. Tell us about because you went to go and see the pinnacle of German football. You saw the two teams at the top of the table play each other.
Lovely, mate.
Tell me about what you saw and the standard of German football.
Mate, it was lovely out there, you know. First and foremost, shout out to Addy, you know what I mean? Shout out to JD. I was in the box, you know what I mean? Met a couple legends as well. I'll drop the picture soon.
Bruh, I can't lie to you. One of the guys you met. Oh, geez.
They weren't out here when he was shooting.
Shooters.
They weren't out here. I was just above. Schweinsteiger was just below. Oliver Kahn, Uli Hoeneß, all of these big dogs.
Aye.
I was just above them, looking over. I was moving like the big dog myself. I was like, oh my God, I see them man is below me. Like,
Jude's mom is in the box next to me.
Yeah. Jude's mum was in the. No, she was in we were in the same box. Yeah. Bro, I was with the stars.
Cam was really rubbing shoulders at you.
I was with the stars.
He changed.
I
was with the stars, man. I was with the stars. But no, in honesty, it was a good game, man. That just to see German football, like actually just go to the Allianz first.
No commentary, just you looking.
It was nice, man. The fans, the Bayern fans were up for it. And it's funny because I was speaking to some Dortmund fans and they asked me, they said, compare this atmosphere to the Prem one, because they're like, basically Bayern and Germany are seen as like prawn sandwich brigade. Yeah. You know what I mean? No, they're just going to get wins. Their fans are not gassed, but they dominated the Dortmund fans when I was there. They were up for it. They were doing their own little Poznan type thing that they do as well. No, honestly, bro, it was nice to see, man. Seeing Sane, seeing Coman in that game, both just full throttle, left, right, going crazy. But I said to a couple people, it was Thomas Muller for me. Watching him, that's the first time I've watched him live. Watching him live, you see why he's had such a good career, bro. The guy passes it first time when everyone does it 2, 3, 4 times. Yeah, I mean, it takes 3, 4 touches. He does it in one touch. The areas that he picks up on the pitch, everything about him, just so intelligent, bro. Like, his IQ is off the charts, bro. And even for the goal, the leap. But look at Muller. He already gambles instantly. Now, it's not even like instantly he's there. Do you know what I mean? So it's mad. But obviously, I wanted to see probably a closer game because it was 3-0 in the first 22 minutes. But that Kobel, is it Kobel? Yeah. Yeah, that was a self-sabotage. You know what I mean? He just...
On goal.
Yeah, bro. No, Upa passed it. He tried to kick it in and it just rolled into the net. The second one, he parried it and stuff. So, listen, hold on. Potter's been sacked. Potter's been sacked. Oh, is this a troll? Don't troll.
No.
Potter!
Wow, club statement officially out.
Whoa.
Graham Potter.
Graham Potter. Oh my God.
I'm only said I ain't having that.
Bowley's watching. Yo, you watching?
Are you Potter? Ain't no Potter.
Look at this, bro.
Let's go! Yes!
Hey.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
Nah, you can't do that. You said I don't know.
Oh,
you said I don't know 5 minutes ago.
Bro, these are shameless people here.
Nah. Do you know this is mad? No, do you know this is
Nah,
mad?
this is nuts.
Where's Hiddink? What is the plan now?
Boy, John Terry, innit?
Luis Enrique, Nagelsmann. Nagelsmann has been waiting and
Alright, cool. You know what?
putting us on silent for a reason, bro. I'm telling you.
Let's slow down.
told
now.
you.
No,
Pick your manager next.
Wait. Let's have, as this is happening live. This is a lovely viewing experience for our fans. Let's go through potential candidates because you guys see stuff. As well.
Let's go through.
No, as in,
I just asked you didn't want to go through nothing. Now you're saying let's go through.
No.
Trying to calm the
No, because what's it called?
what are you talking about, bro?
Because you're saying Nagelsmann and whatnot. I'm saying I genuinely do not know. That's me being
Okay,
real.
you're the Chelsea fan. Who would you know?
I just said
Who
I
you want
genuinely don't know. I don't know.
You don't know in terms of what, as in you don't know what style, you don't know what leaning man. Because I can look at managers and say I like the way he manages.
Yeah.
Bring me him.
Maze.
Who are the guys out
Maze,
there right now?
right now. You're
sitting on
sounding
the fence.
you're sounding a little bit
Hey,
like a
let me get that
casual.
No,
Maze,
don't do that.
Maze,
Don't
you're
do that.
sounding a bit of a
Don't do
casual.
that. Don't
You
do that.
casual. You
Go on,
know,
man.
yo, you know manager's game. Yo.
You're childish.
Yo, feel
You're childish.
Oh man.
You're
Name 3 managers you're
Bro.
interested in.
Oh man, you a casual.
hear this.
You're childish. It's
Yo, Maze,
about
can you break down Nagelsmann's game to me, please?
you're childish.
Can you break down his
You're
game?
so childish.
I
For
don't
me,
know.
It's about where we are. You've invested in young players, a 7-year contracts. So clearly you're trying to do projects there. Is Enrique going to come in and just chill for a few seasons, not trying to win anything? No, Enrique's going to be expected to win. Is Nagelsmann a projects guy? No, I would disagree. He's not. I would say that he's think stuff with youth players as well is a bit shaky. And ultimately, like, is he going to come in and be able to mold these players? I don't know. So those are names that have been thrown. You're saying Max. Is Max Allegri going to come in and look at all these young players and be like, oh yeah, I can get these guys thriving and doing stuff? But this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I do not know. That's me just being real. But I don't know what direction Chelsea's going now. Do you put a manager and say, listen, there is 600 million of talent there, go make it work and win? Or do you try and continue this project with a manager that is better equipped than Potter?
Of course you get a manager that's better equipped than Potter.
Either situation, the manager's going to be better equipped. I'm saying, do you get a project manager, quote unquote project, or do you get someone that you say, win tomorrow?
I mean,
Because that's what Enrique would be. It might be stealth
Is
football and
Enrique
whatnot.
win tomorrow?
Enrique, bro, like
I feel like everybody has an
this.
opinion on Enrique, but nobody really knows because Barcelona he came
MSN.
in.
Yeah, he had
MSN,
Neymar,
yeah,
Suarez,
cool.
and
Roma.
Messi
He
in
wasn't
their
that
peak.
great before that. National team he had that for a bit. I don't know what
In terms of the way
is.
it will be, Chelsea will be solid,
Yeah.
and it's like it's not kind of like bedding players in it, but like these are my guys, and we're moving forward. That's how he appears to me. Everything where I've seen him go. Nagelsmann going to get on side with these young players? Realistically,
Yeah.
You know, his record of young players sometimes is a bit.
Listen,
boy, you see the way some
Give
of
it
them man
Jody
before
Morris
them
to
say.
the end of the season. No, he's
No,
not.
he's
He's not
managing
there.
he's managing somewhere else, bro.
Is it?
He's managing
Give it
somewhere
Frank. Frank's available.
Terry
Interim.
ain't had a chance.
What you say? JT and Frank.
JT and Frank.
The old
running
guard.
back.
What Drogba?
Drogba.
Yeah.
Check back in the
McLean, he's
technical
trying to coach. He's trying to coach now.
Nah, he's
He's
black.
on. He's on.
They won't allow it.
True. That's true.
But
One last
I
one
would
as well.
personally, I think Nagelsmann has been waiting for this moment. There's a reason why he's been kind of slow responding to Spurs. I think he's been waiting for. There's no way in my eyes that you leave the Bayern job and you stumble upwards
He didn't
to Madrid.
leave the Bayern job.
No, you get sacked from the Bayern job. You
Let's-
stumble
let's get the
upwards into the Madrid job. I think Chelsea, however, that's something where he said the Premier League.
Nagelsmann though, like,
I want to say something.
I've been with Nagelsmann for the longest.
Nah, Nagelsmann's. I think Nagelsmann's
he's
a
a
good
good
manager,
coach.
but I think he's a good coach. He has some flaws, definitely, but we got to remember he's a young coach and stuff. But I do think like he would have already in the last couple of years have had Bayern and Chelsea potentially, at such a young age, like what will be
Where do you
next
go
for him?
next?
How
Yeah.
like he's being propelled as this, you know what I mean? Like this.
But sorry
It's
to
weird.
interrupt. That's why the next job he would go in would have to be a project where he's probably there for at least 5 years doing something, because you can't just be in and out the door.
Yeah, Chelsea, you're not a project team,
But-
and this is exactly
this
when
is
I
the
said
problem with
when
club.
Potter came, I said, are Chelsea a type of team? Are your fans patient enough first and foremost to give
they're not,
the,
man.
to give
They're
the
not.
time that Potter would require? Probably not. Do you know what I'm trying to say? You're not a project team. You can. That's
you've
what I'm
won
saying.
that
You guys
much-
should just cut the act. Get a manager that can win. Yeah, now.
Okay, but do you think? Okay, so this is a different question because you've been critical. No, because you've been critical on the squad. Do you think that a winning manager can come in with that squad and compete tomorrow?
First and foremost, tell him to reinstate Mason. Yo, wait, what
was
was
that,
wait, did
400K,
Mason Mount play yesterday?
No, he didn't.
No,
he claps the
bro,
fans.
you ain't
though.
seen the squad for four
He's got a
games.
stomach thing though. He's got a
Oh,
stomach.
so he's got a stomach
Aye.
thing.
Yeah, he's got.
So what?
stomach
Chelsea still lose without him?
thing. Yeah.
Because I thought only Chelsea only lose because he plays.
He said that.
Your fans?
Oh, you know, our fans are a bit delusional.
Yeah, I thought you only lose because he plays, but fair enough. Nah, first and foremost, a new manager's just gonna have to. I don't know, Nagelsmann.
so this is
Nagelsmann.
what
You
I
know what
was
I mean?
saying,
It
I
makes
don't know.
sense, bro. It makes sense. I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Random, yeah, and
makes
again.
sense.
So what?
I'm
He
not-
can come and start playing
Basically, it's
6-9-3
Potter with
in the
some-
Prem.
It's Potter with some actual
a bit more credentials.
Potter with a bit
which I
more
hear, which I
credentials.
hear.
34 though at these jobs, man. Man are looking at like Muller. He's the same age as Muller. Man, Muller's looking at him like, brother,
Bro, that's why he's falling out with players. I
Yeah.
feel like.
That's what I'm
Genuinely.
saying.
Yeah, I think guys are looking at him. and just
skateboarding
being
into the
like,
camp.
But also, do you know?
I
Do you
can't lie
know?
to you. I
Of
was
course
fucking
you
with that
are.
still.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, man.
But
Maybe actually,
Skateboard N.
you might be able to get you might be able
Kings
to get
Road.
with at
Kings
Kings
Road,
Road
you
you
can
might
skate
be able
around
to
it.
get away with
But
that, but
also,
Munich,
with
they'll clap you off that skate. Was that skateboard? You know,
with Chelsea, I think
It's different.
we had this conversation a few weeks ago here. We were saying that Chelsea, with all these young players, you still need, with what United did, you need that experience.
what
that
Pock?
core.
What Pock?
One second. You need that experience and that core of like winners and stuff. Is Nagelsmann gonna then try and bring these guys in? They're gonna be falling out with them, like because they're like, bro, you're 34.
No,
you can't
there's
chat to me now.
presumption he's falling out with players. Stop it. You're presuming. Stop.
No, but
So
reports
nice,
said that
nice.
they
Is that
weren't
facts?
feeding him.
Facts? Or just...
There was presumptions that content, whatever.
Now we're reading up what Jan Fitaga says on Twitter, and we're
Stop.
believing
Man,
it.
this
Come
guy.
on, man.
Listen, man. I'll be honest here. I need time to digest this. You know who someone? You know someone that would actually want this job? And thinks
Pock.
No. There's someone else that would actually want this job and thinks it's his time to have a big job.
Who's that?
Got sacked yesterday.
Rodgers.
Rodgers.
He would lap this up.
Nah, Chelsea
But
will
he-
be messing up if they do that.
No, but
Nah,
he.
nah,
I'm
nah.
saying he would want
Yeah.
this job.
Now, do you know what? Sometimes you've got to go back to your ex-girlfriend
What, Jose?
again.
I've said it. Round 3
Jose!
is
3 times!
Let's go.
The trilogy! The
Are you
trilogy!
trying to tell me that won't move you?
The special
know me, I
Are you
love
trip!
it.
trying to tell me
You
that
know me, I
won't
love
move
it.
you?
But does he have it in him?
You don't
Does he
love,
have
you
it
don't
in
love
one
him.
time?
Don't do
How
that.
he-
You
does
don't
he
love
have it in him?
Jose. When Jose was at United and Spurs, he was cooking him every
Because
single
he's
week.
at United and
Now he
Spurs,
wants-
you
Bro,
dumbo. Why would I?
Yeah. You was rubbing that shit he was doing at Chelsea. We ain't forget the
Because
tapes
he
are
was
there.
at United
The tapes are
and
there.
Spurs.
Yo,
How dare you?
what's the Roma
With
score?
Jose slander.
What's the Roma score? They're winning 3-0.
Hey, Jose, wait.
They're moving into. Is it?
Joint fourth?
No, because that's not even included their win right now.
By the way, Cam,
53. It'll be second. They'll be third.
What's that?
Jose's moving third in the league with Roma.
And rub them
I was gonna
out.
say Roma are winning, but Milan are beating Napoli 2-0 in Napoli.
Oh, shame.
Leao
Score what? Brace.
1.
Fair enough. Nice of you to turn up. I ain't heard of you in 2023. What the hell?
All right, cool.
Nice of you to turn up, mate.
Listen.
That's a Champions League semi-final,
Hey,
right there,
listen,
quarterfinals.
to summarize this, and you know what, nice segue. You mentioned Jose. To summarize this,
Jose.
this
Put my
the
tips in there.
We spoke about Todd Bowley, right? I spoke about his decision making.
Mm-hmm.
Todd Bowley, you need to think carefully. Madrid is coming up. There's a big season next season. Engage brain. Just don't rush. Don't speak to John Cena and try and make a decision.
Can you give us a beautiful eulogy on the Potter time so we can crop it and put it as a stoppage time post?
Graham Potter, thank you for becoming, a good record in the Champions League. I think you won like 5 or 6 games. Thank you for, small little parts of nice football. I really liked the shape up you did when you came in. I thought it was a really good look. I mean, I'm sure the boys appreciate you because you said the boys did well every week. That was, so well done on that as well. And wherever you go next, I think it'll be a great move for you. Ultimately, this was a step too soon. In hindsight, you should have probably taken the Spurs job when it came for you. That would have been perfect. Hindsight is a beautiful thing. But wherever you go into next, I think you will be successful. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for getting us to the quarterfinal. If we win it, we get a medal. And goodbye.
Let me sing. Let me get my song in. I said so long, farewell to you,
This is
my
becoming a Stoppage
friend. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again. I said so long, farewell to you, my friend. Goodbye for now. Until we meet again.
Wow. That was our first ever sacking whilst recording.
Love that.
Yeah. Do you remember what happened that time with us?
Yeah.
We were live.
We were live when we got the Kobe news.
I told you
Oh
the Kobe news.
my
Remember, because I didn't want
you,
I wasn't
Me
too
and
sure to tell you.
yeah, Maze wasn't in the
Live
episode.
on
And I wasn't
the
too sure
set
if I wanted to tell you, but obviously you
as
man needed to
recording
know.
the episode as the Kobe news came in.
There was no way I
the
couldn't-
only time we've had like mad shit go down while we're filming.
Not that these two are relatable anyway, but yeah. All right, cool.
Fuad, are you taking Potter at Spurs?
No.
Thank you.
Ex-Chelsea
Thank you,
manager.
thank you,
What?
bruv.
What the hell?
Stop all of this hiring ex-Chelsea,
Get the
man.
hell out of here. You're mad. No, the fact that you turned it down before, I don't want you. You've just shown yourself
I like
to be
that.
an absolute dud. And
Yeah,
now you want to come.
I like that. I
Please,
like that.
man.
I
Go
like
and embarrass
that.
yourself somewhere
Alright, cool.
else.
Quickly,
Fulham
because
will
of time.
come.
because of time, you mentioned Jose Mourinho. His two fierce competitors went inducted into the Hall of Fame this week.
Bro.
Which was Sir Alex Ferguson
we
and
talk
Arsene
about this
Wenger.
Hall of Fame?
But I want to discuss it because ultimately, the Hall of Fame, the Premier League thing, the concept in reality of doing a Hall of Fame is very nice. The execution, however, not so nice. And I'm going to let you cook. But I think it was nice for both of them to get inducted together. I mean, they are the cornerstone of the Premier League in many ways. Obviously, one more so than the other. But
I'll be real with you, that didn't need to be done together. I know it was like a nice rivalry or whatever, but even them trying to do like the whole 16 titles together.
Yeah, but
Like, bro, I appreciate it from the rivalry aspect, but my whole thing about this Hall of Fame thing is how, in my eyes, they've butchered it. All it's been essentially is every year we just get announced these list of names on a tweet, and then for like an hour or two on a timeline, we celebrate it. I'm like, you're essentially here. The reason why they've created this Hall of Fame is a copycat of what they've done in the NFL, NBA, WWE, where they appreciate their greatest players and their greatest coaches. You now have this platform to, in my eyes, essentially make it a gala, make it an event. One time where everybody comes together, you appreciate these players and give them their flowers properly. Give Fergie his flowers singularly, not lumped in with Wenger as if to say, hey, you two were tied at the hips. Nah, Fergie did his own damn thing. Let's go through that. Let's go through Wenger. Let's have players giving memories and speeches, blazers, rings. Give us the full 9 yards, bro. Like, make this an actual thing where we feel like this is what players are actually working their careers towards. Because when players play in the NBA, when they play in the NFL, when they play in the WWE, when they get to a certain level of greatness, they start thinking about, yo, I can't
Future
wait-
Hall of
I
Famer.
can't wait to get my gold jacket. I can't wait.
I can't wait to get
What
inducted.
Premier League footballer is right now thinking even about that Hall of Fame?
and the thing is, we know every contender anyway because they tell us, hey, go and vote for this one. And then those same people are going to be the same people, obviously, the next year. And the thing is, like, I think even with the way it's done, like, voting, fans being able to vote, with all due respect to Vincent Kompany, but Vincent Kompany being in there before Nemanja Vidic, before John Terry, before Rio Ferdinand,
Carrick, I'm sorry.
it's absolutely crazy. So I just think it should be down to a certain play. Well, I think it should be a media probably, and maybe ex-players or someone. They end up coming to a thing and saying, this is the person. Yeah, committee. This is going to be who is going to be in the Hall of Fame, because all of this, like, oh, we're going to pick one person and you guys pick the next 3. In about 4 or 5 years, the whole of the Premier League legends would already been up there. Who are we going to start picking? Them man are going to start saying Duncan Ferguson and that.
Bro, and that's the thing is I feel
Silver
like
and distant.
Bro,
like when they announce like a 30-man list, for me it should be like 4 or 5 get inducted, and that way that 4 and 5 you can proper that year or whatever. Make it like a 20-minute thing where you actually appreciate this person, go through the highlights of their careers, have their former manager, 2 former teammates come up and talk about it. Instead, we just get a little tweet. Everybody quote tweets it. So-and-so should have made it this year. It just doesn't feel. And the issue you've now created is, all right, Fergie's gone in, Wenger's gone in. Let's say they pull their finger out and decide, all right, in future,
Thierry
we're gonna do
Henry's
this.
gone. Alan Shearer's gone.
All the greats who should have had their... Now we're going to get that treatment for a James Milner or a Gareth Barry because they got 600 appearances.
Yeah, it's
I just feel like it's
They've
been
butchered it.
completely.
They have butchered it.
And my God, man, give your heads a wobble. Give
But,
your heads
I mean,
a wobble.
you must kill it. Actually, let me not even.
Yeah, still big up to them.
The fact that one person's not on that list, yeah, is killing me. But we won't even talk about that.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that off pods.
Okay.
We can talk about
I
that.
don't know if he's still got case. I don't know if he's still got case.
No, that's why.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, 100%.
But the set man that's got been anyway.
Well,
Inconsistencies, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But no, that's why.
Fair enough.
Champs and Duds?
Yeah, let's go champs and duds, man. Nice little episode. Let's summarize champs and duds. Who have you got for?
Well, I mean, thanks to the breaking news, the dud is Graham Potter. Off you go, mate. You went to Chelsea. Hold on.
The dud is Todd
Bowley.
Bowley.
Yo, in that club statement, has he apologized?
No. Wait. Can I read it? Can I read the statement?
Bowley.
Because the statement, there's something that I saw here, yeah, and
I know.
Let me give you guys.
Yeah, go on.
So it says Chelsea have announced that Graham Potter has departed the club. Graham has agreed to collaborate with the club to facilitate a smooth transition. In his time with the club, Graham has taken us to the quarterfinal of Champions League where we'll face Real Madrid. Chelsea would like to thank Graham for all of his efforts and contribution and wish him well for the future. Are you ready for the big bit, yeah? Bruno Salto will take charge of the team as interim head coach. Do you remember who Bruno is?
Who's Bruno
Bruno that
Salto?
played right back for Brighton is going to be Chelsea interim head coach. Are you taking a fucking piss? Are you insane? Are you
I
fucking
said this
insane?
about Stellini, yeah? Any man that stays behind from a fallen regime, treachery, bro.
Wait.
Treachery.
Bruno that was right back at Brighton, bro.
Nah,
Do you know what I'm talking
Mr.
about?
Brighton.
The bold
Yeah,
guy,
skipper.
Yes,
funny.
he's going to be our interim head coach.
Todd Bowley has reduced Chelsea to literally Brighton. Man said, hey, listen, I'm going to take your manager, I'm going to take your backroom star, I'm going to take your recruitment. Oh, yeah, by the way, your old club captain, he's our new manager now.
and
that is madness. I grew up on Chelsea with Jose, Conte, Ancelotti.
Bruno.
Big bosses.
And that's why Bowley's the dud, I'm sorry. All these decisions he's made, dud. You have to hold that.
Yo, is Toddy Boy, is he freestyling?
Wait, is there
Of course he is.
is there a sabotage thing?
Yo.
Is there a sabotage thing? Is he a United fan?
Is he got an ulterior motive?
Wait, not even like a Thiago Silva.
Yo, they might as well get Bell Silva at this rate. You know what I mean? She can come and be the
Bruno.
manager, right? Yeah, Bell?
Bruno.
Bell Silva? I mean, she took the way she tweets.
Bell till the end of the season.
Yeah,
Why
why not? The way she
Bruno.
tweets, she knows the game.
not? Bro.
Bruno.
Wow.
Bruno. Do you remember Bruno playing at Brighton on his last legs?
Bro, you know what's so bad about that? Like, remember like Ljungberg, Michael Carrick, Ryan Giggs, all these were the managers, Brian Mace, that was a bit shaky. But those were like legends of the club. Bruno is not even.
He's not affiliated
He's
with Chelsea
never
anyway,
been
shape or-
part of
Where's
the Chelsea.
Hilario? Where's Hilario?
Bro, get
Where's Hilario?
Bro, where's
Where's
Cudicini?
Pereira?
Where's Cudicini? Where's Zola?
Wait, Hasselbank's at England. Come back, Hasselbank, man.
Zola will come and do a job.
Yeah,
Surely.
yeah,
He
yeah,
loves the
yeah,
club.
yeah,
West Ham.
Yeah, but he loves the club, innit?
what he did there?
He loves the club.
I don't know, man.
Oh my, I can't believe you've given it to Bruno, you know.
That's hilarious.
Bruno.
Hey, that's
I've
even
got
worse than
camera.
Stellini. That's
When's
actually worse
Man
than
United
Stellini.
Chelsea? We need some form. I need some
I
form.
think we got Chelsea in a couple of weeks.
Is it?
Bruno. Where is Gary Cahill? Where are these guys?
Yo, I need some form. I need some form.
mad.
Yeah, where's Gary Cahill recently retired? He can come and do a job.
Hey, no, that's studdery.
Champ, I'll give Unai. I think
Unai.
Unai, the way he's come in, done a job, getting that result at the bridge as well,
Yeah.
even though it's not that hard
Can I give a
this
champ?
week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a champ. It's a dual champ to Brentford and Brighton. If you think where those clubs were a couple seasons ago, like league football,
Yeah, they're doing
and they're
bits.
now in They're now in the Premier League trying to fight for European spaces and playing like blockbuster
Yeah,
games.
free draw. And
Yeah,
Mad
playing
game.
blockbuster
Yeah.
games. When I was on Righty Sauce, I said that's going to be the game, part of the games of the weekend. Like they both play football. For those two teams to come from where they've come from, good ownership, money ball. I got to respect it.
Aye.
So yeah, those are my champs.
And champ as well, I've got to say, my brother CultureCams.
Come on, come on.
Listen. They called us a couple of hoodlums just talking about football. But now we're out here
The man them
traversing
abroad.
Europe, bringing you live content. You know what I'm saying? And listen, it's them reaching out to us. It's not us begging and trying to be them. They want to get some of this. You know, they reached out to the culture man himself and said, come bring us some of that.
35
listen,
bags for umbrella.
we seen the growth firsthand, you know what I'm saying? So, brother,
Come on.
it's hard work paying off. It's hard
Vlogger.
work paying off, brother.
Vlogger.
Yeah.
Content creator.
It is, man. Hey, chap, Jack Grealish. Thank you
that's
very
Hey,
much. You
wave
take
your
that to the back.
headbands, B.
Yeah.
You know what time it is. Arriba.
Man said, put your lighters up.
Headbands. Put your headbands up. Headband. Put your headband. I do rhythm.
Grealish, put your headbands up.
I do rhythms.
Hey, Pep should wear a headband just for the back. I can't lie. Pep should wear a headband
Just
just
for the parade, innit?
just for the parade. He should.
Don't kill
That's
me,
if they
man.
do it.
Driving the bus this
Hey,
year,
listen,
man.
I can't lie. There's a parade in my city. It works for Man City, you know. If they get it done, boy. There's a parade in my city.
But nah, man, honestly, yeah, big up you
man.
lot for that anyway, man.
No,
I
100%,
appreciate
man.
it.
Big you, man. Up, man. How's that? Well, I've got another one as well. Big up production for graduating as well. Come on, man.
Oi!
Oh yeah, and even this little, have you guys been seeing people are trying to jump on Leah's on Twitter and that for saying stuff like brazy? Guys, please get outside. If you guys didn't spend so much time with just tissue in your basement, you guys will know what happens in the outside world.
Yeah.
First and foremost, sorry, the people are trying to jump on him on an American or Canadian who lived in America in New York to make it even funnier. About saying a word brazy. Bro, we've said brazy is a normal word that people say. Do people realize us in the UK copy
Take
majority
language.
of American slang and reform it, and people be calling it Twitter words. No, please, go outside yourself.
Yes.
Go outside. You're in your mum's basement
Listen.
with tissue, Vaseline.
Go to your local park.
And you're behind in a stupid account and trying to pile on people because they see people elevating. You guys are going to, listen, I'm saying it now.
Cam, those
Wait,
ladders.
I'm saying it now. For you, Fuad, for you, Maze, for production, for Leah's, if you guys are angry at the success or what we are doing now,
Sorry.
you are going to be livid in the future. You might end up depressed because it's not going to stop. So trying to pile on Lies and that, it's not going to work.
Tell 'em.
It's not going to work. You're just going
Tell
to
'em.
wait until he shows you what's coming in the summer.
Tell
let
'em.
me tell you that.
wait,
Let
listen.
me tell you that. Let me tell
Wait
you
till
that. Trust me.
wait till what's coming all month round, boy.
Tell you that.
Q2.
You know what I'm saying? These nerds, man. These nerds, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're stupid nerds in their silly Twitter group chats and that. They're nerds, bro. Nerds. You guys
The
have to
real
wake
will
up
always
one day.
rise.
Now, you know what I'm saying? The real.
man.
One day you're gonna wake up. You have to wake up every single day. Look in the mirror. Every single day you have to look in the mirror. Are you happy with what you see? That's what I'm gonna ask you. Are you happy when you wake up and look in the mirror every day at what you see? That's all. That's what I'm gonna say, man.
Uncomfortable conversation.
All I was saying
Nerds.
is, we've been going for 1 hour 39 minutes, yeah.
Big up everyone who's in
Listen,
the
I
chat,
dare some of you guys just have a conversation with someone for 10 minutes. Talk to us, run the show for an hour 39 minutes. Prime time entertainment with over 2,000 people in. If you think it's easy, go and do it yourself. I can't lie. It's not easy.
Hey.
This is
Bro,
a job. This is
people-
not this isn't a hobby. This is work.
A lot of people can't fathom that there's people out there who are confident enough to put their opinion and speak their mind with their face on show and be happy to do that. You know what I mean? A lot of people sit behind a screen and they can't fathom, like, raw, because they're so unconfident with themselves and their own lives that they're like, wow, how can I see a guy who was just in the same position as me now elevating? But look at me, I'm still here, and all I've done is flip and get my arm stronger because I'm at home.
And sometimes,
You know what I'm trying to say?
bro,
That's
you'll
all.
be surprised because it'll be the
Nuts.
same ones who try to do what you doing and couldn't quite do
There
it.
we go. It's uncomfortable, man.
game
But
is-
listen,
Listen, man.
I'm going to leave it as that, man.
As real it is, yeah, you don't have to like it, but you have to respect it. Listen, man.
Hey.
And listen, whether you hate it or not, you watched, you took part, so that's all that matters, man. On that bombshell, like, share, subscribe, notifications on.
Boom.
We missed you guys. It's good to be back. And obviously, that doesn't go to all of you. Some of you are real ones. Like, it's just the
Yeah. Disclaimer. I love everyone. I love
There's a lot of love we get.
Yeah.
My course was cooking, but
We've been riding out with these
there's-
other yes,
it's a minority.
You
I love
man are
y'all.
the real
We
ones.
appreciate
We
the
see
support.
the love.
We would not
trust
be
me.
here without you. So we appreciate you. We respect it.
Yeah,
We'll be back
100%.
again next week. Champions League's coming, so we've got stuff coming for that. FTBL culture, make sure you stay locked in for that. 8 p.m. in Europe, make sure you stay locked in at that. We're doing this other stuff elsewhere as well. Make sure you stay locked in for that. Listen, man, all the content you need football-wise and beyond football it's in this room. You can see it. Stay locked in. We'll see you next week. A bientôt.
The headband. Where's the headband? Give me the headband, bro. I should be owning. I'm going to.